What's up, people? What's up, social media world? What's going on with y'all? What's going on? What's going on? It is
Hey,
your
hey, hey.
favorite here with Cultish Conversation. It's a Monday night, Black History Month, all that great stuff, and we are here with y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey,
What's
hey,
happening?
hey.
What's happening? What's happening?
Baby,
A
I'm ready to
lot.
dig in. I'll
Yeah,
let you know.
yeah. Go on, y'all. Drop it in the comments. Tell us that you here. Tell us you watching. Go on and share this video. We know y'all know what to do. Our lovely folk who are always tuning in with us. We're so grateful for our audience. And those of you that are here for the first time, we are welcoming you to Cultish Conversations, a podcast committed to the Black culture. And that's what we are here for. That's what we're here for.
What's
Um, so we are here tonight. Our episode is talking about, as you can see right in this little corner, Black love. That's what we're talking about tonight.
Ooh, baby?
It's almost Love Day, y'all. You know, I don't call it Valentine's. I just
No,
don't.
it's Love Day.
It's Love Day. It's almost Love Day. So, yup, it's almost Love Day, and yeah. So we decided to make this episode about us, Black love. We
Black
decided
Love.
to make an episode about us, all about Black love. So we're gonna be digging into a lot of things tonight, talking to a few us, and then we're gonna we got one more guest popping in. Dave Martin is gonna pop in too in a little bit.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah,
Yay.
our other guest co-host who always
Mm-hmm.
pops in, as we call him, our Ana Navarro, who's now a
Yeah.
regular on the View on Mondays, which is like crazy to me, but
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So yeah, I'm excited. We got a lot for y'all tonight. So drop something in the comments. Let us know you watching. Again, share this video with your friends, with your family, with your people. Tell them Culture is on the air, and boom, here we are. So yeah, Danny, we missed you last week. We had told the people what you told us to tell them, but we glad to see your face. We glad to see you in the place, looking good, looking great.
Thank you. Thank you. I was
Indeed.
looking. I was like, I update my little picture, and I see Sean Holmes and then came on there. I was trying to wait for my braces to come off so that I can get me a new kind of like headshot and stuff. But body with these braces because all of it is snatched together.
Yes,
But
it
yeah, I
is.
don't know. I got some boogers from one of these probably critters at my job.
Mm.
And I was out like when I responded to you all, I had took like 5 doses of NyQuil and I was asleep. I was gonna tune in. I woke up, it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm so glad I feel better. But
Me
oh
too.
my gosh, y'all.
I'm
Take
glad you're
care of
better.
yourself. Cause that
Listen.
Yes,
cold ain't no punk. I thought I had influenza A, B, and C all at the same time. I had none of the above. I just had a cold.
yep. No, Danny, that's how I was the third week in January. I mean, down for the count. That man looked me
Mm-hmm.
in my face and said, "You have tested negative for everything, friend. You don't have any of this. I advise you to drink some fluids, water, orange juice, and get some
Yeah,
rest." I'm
that's
like,
what I
"Sir, I'm
did.
in my deathbed. I have changed my will twice. Are you sure?"
Not
And then,
twice.
Twice, twice.
and
I
then I
thought
st-
about it, taking care of me. I'm over here dying, and my family was not taking care of me, so I had to change my will twice.
and if you
Jesus.
take too much emergency, that vitamin C when it starts moving your tummy, awful,
Mm,
awful. I was
Jesus.
unpleasant. I was unpleasant. I couldn't audition nobody last week to try to even take care of me with being sick because it was being here with me. So it just had to be me and Bentley. I think he got sick too. So
Mm.
But yeah,
I'm so glad
I'm feeling
you
glad
died.
to be with y'all. Yes, especially around Love Day because I love you all and I need to be with the people that I
Yes.
love.
Yes, we love it.
Listen, I told the people, I said, y'all ain't seen Danny in a while, honey. Y'all ain't even ready.
Ain't
Baby.
ready.
Boo
Ain't ready.
is
I
Nope.
think next week I'm gonna have to come on with some glitter or something. Excuse me, I just came from work and we had a day, but I've been serious about. That's one thing I have not played about, and so being kind of down with the, I was like, no, I take so good care of myself, and I actually went to Cancun the week before because I needed a mental break, and I think
Let me
just
tell you
coming
something.
back from there when your body,
You Cancun, baby, in Cancun. I ain't gonna hold you.
oh, y'all saw me
You
Cancun.
did. You was Cancun.
Oh, let me tell you
yeah.
now, I want to go back, but I got to bring some tickle videos. Somebody to get a little go. So look like an old young man. So
Jesus. Jesus.
No, I've been enjoying the travels, period, honey. You've been round here. You've been visiting places, giving them that body, and I'm pleased with it. I'm that kind of person. I live to see my friends live.
it's
Then
been
it said,
10
I'm
years
back.
since I think in May was 10 years of stroke. And I said, you know what? I am never taking life for granted. I'm going to live now. I'm going to love now. I'm going to wear, listen, y'all may catch me in a beanie on Sunday and a bikini on Sunday night. I ain't even going to give you the Monday. I'm going to live. What you say, live? So, yes, but thank you. Best. All of our lives are doing well. But
I
you know,
like
my favorite place to travel, Arizona, my boo, which
that.
is the last time we all have to come and do a surprise pop-up
You
show.
should. That
We
because
do.
that's Sun Valley.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right with me.
We have a
And they
It's
said,
plan.
What's that one to? I'm just so and just love it.
Sazerac.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Did I go to Cesarette?
No.
No. Okay.
No, you went to the Womack and you went to Shars.
Yes.
Oh,
So
now Shars is with the live band. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Shars is with the
Ooh, Danny, a
Yeah.
time. Oh,
And
a
let me,
time.
because I think I need what's in your drink. Because everybody is toasted. Mine is lacking. But we going come on, Fred, how we gonna dig into that? Because I was not
we're gonna get
prepared
into it.
this week.
Before we do it, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring on our other co-host.
Oh, come on, who
None,
here?
none other than the Mr. Dave Martin. We are so glad to have
Hello.
Dave back with us.
Hey,
Hey
I just
Dave.
walked in the house, child. I ain't had time to
Listen.
get nothing but a bottle of water, but eyes here.
I love it. I love it.
And
Talking
So
about
glad to see
and
you.
we're glad you're here. We
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you. Good to be
yes.
seen. Good to be
excited.
seen, not viewed.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's it.
that
That's
part.
it. That's it. I
But if you
love it.
want to view me with some new Tiggo bitties. That's what I'm gonna keep on. Anybody want these, let me know.
I was gonna say, start you a campaign. I would just you
What you
listen.
say?
Hit the GoFundMe.
People
Yeah,
will
I'm gonna have to
support.
go.
People will
Huh.
support.
Yes.
People
Listen,
are
because
paying to view these days.
I've been telling folks for years if they were transferable, I'd have been gave these suckers away.
Please, please. Just did.
The back pain, the
Fine.
shirts, that like
Fine.
y'all can have them. Y'all can have them.
But
You can
all
have
this
it.
right here is developed. I'm telling you, like a strong 17-year-old young man right here. I got pectorals.
Oh, come on, pectorals.
I'll be pumping up. I was like, but where did they go?
That's the push-ups, girl. It's the push-ups.
Lord. Lord.
Danny,
Screaming.
you looked so good yesterday.
Baby, what's your shot?
Did you like my little
Oh,
sandwich? My little steak?
I loved it. I hate I didn't get a chance to come up to you and speak, but I saw you from afar. I said, "Go ahead, Danny."
Go
Thank you.
ahead,
You
go
know,
ahead. Always. I'm telling you.
thank y'all.
I love it. I love
Kind of the epitome of fashion. I mean,
the
Oh,
listen, the
goes up and shows out. Shut it down
Everywhere
and
you
turn it
go,
back on. You hear what I'm saying?
everywhere he goes.
yeah, it made blush.
Everywhere. Listen, y'all know when he had that the animal party for his birthday.
Shaw, a time.
And I called an
Uh,
invitation, honey. I
a time.
shouted.
What you talking about?
Oh my
They
God.
think I'm appropriate enough to come to his party. Let me find an outfit.
You
Lord.
Baby,
are
I found me a
definitely.
good
Of
onesie,
course
baby.
you were invited.
Let me put this onesie on.
That's
I'm going
it.
to have a time.
I was all in the closet trying to figure out what animal I was going to be.
Oh my
Woo!
God.
A time, a time. No, you are very
Mm.
fashion forward, Dave. I do.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
enjoy
I appreciate that.
watching
I
the
may
you
be
come
doing something this
together.
year. I'll keep you posted.
Please
Please,
do.
please
Please,
do.
please, please.
Please do. Well, y'all, let's get into this episode. It's a lot to unpack. It's a lot happening, and I'm excited about it. This is yeah, first of all, I love Love Day. I love love in general. I don't know if it's because I'm older and whatnot. I don't know. I just love love. I just do. I wouldn't consider myself a hopeless romantic, but
Okay.
um I just love love, and I love love not just for me, but I love love for other people. Like I'll be excited. I'll be like, "Oh, I'm
Me
rooting for
too.
them. I
Mm.
am rooting for them." And then they break
Absolutely.
up, and I'll be like, "I was rooting for y'all."
Mm.
Mhm.
But
I get it. I get it.
so I'll be like, okay. But it's it is what it is, and we're gonna unpack a lot of that tonight, and I'm excited that we're gonna unpack a lot of that tonight. Um, so let's jump into it. It's me trying to find my notes. All right, so first things first. Who are some of y'all black Hollywood couples, and who y'all admire? I have polled. I got some stuff. I have polled our social media audience, our following. And if you're not following us on social media, go follow us now, y'all. Go find
Yes,
us and follow us. I promise we a good time.
we
You
are.
can follow us at on any social media at the at below Cultish Convo. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and yeah, that's about it. But yeah, that's where we at. Pull up on us. But I had polled our social media audience earlier and through the weekend, and I was just asking who are some of y'all favorite couples, and a few of them were giving me reasons why, and a few of them were just saying something. So I want to hear from y'all. Like I didn't post mine, so I want to hear from y'all. Who are some of y'all black couples? And those of you watching that didn't get a chance to participate in the poll, please drop it in the comments. Who's your favorite black couple? We would love to know. We're talking about black power couples, and they don't even have to be power couples. They could be people that you locally know, that just admire that you admire that you follow, and you like, yo, I aspire to be like them. They've been holding it down. It's them. Each of who's your couple?
If I'm going entertainment, Courtney B. Vance and Angela Bassett, they do it for me.
Oh my God.
They are so they seem so very genuine in their communication as human beings,
Yeah,
even outside of the whole we're in a relationship, we love each other. I just like the way they engage and talk to one another. I really, really enjoy the way he looks at her when she speaks.
okay,
One, I can tell he's listening. Two, he is so enamored by her. And it's like, that's so cute. That's so
Yeah.
cute. Your wife still do that to you after all these years.
yeah,
And that's our auntie. And it's like, that's your wife
it
though. I
is
get it. You
right,
know?
right,
It
Yeah,
appears
those
that
are
they are still in love, and I love that.
I do.
yeah,
I do. I always feel like they are still very much so in love. And I like the relationship they also have with their kids. So
agreed.
I enjoy them very much. In my real life, shout out to Morgan Park. We had, when I was a student there, not as a teacher, when I was a student there, we had a social science, and I never actually had Mrs. A, so I'm not sure what she taught, but Mr. Arrington taught economics and over there in the social science department. And they were like the epitome of straight black love. I mean, Mr. A used to just randomly walk into her class while the middle of her teaching and kiss her square on the mouth and just be like, all right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. That's my black thing. I love that thing right there. And I remember sitting down and talking with him maybe my sophomore or junior year. And he told me they had been together since they were 13.
Mm,
Wow.
They are both currently retired teachers at home, loving each other and taking care of grandbabies and loving on their kids. And every now and again, we see Mr. Arrington up at the school. He still do a little subbing every now and again, but when I see him, and he always give you a big hug and love on you. He remembers everybody, and I say, "How that sweet thing of yours doing just as fine as the day y'all met her."
Oh.
I love it. Like, and if you ask any Mustang between probably 95 to 2005, they'll tell you, yeah, everybody knew that. Mr. A and Mrs. A love one another. Oh God, they in love. Like, as a 14-year-old, you look creeped out like, oh, wait a minute. But then as we got older, it was like, no, he just loved her. He want to kiss on her throughout the day. And she
Right.
walked past this room and he got a whistle at her. Woo! When you going sexy, we'd be like, who is he? Oh, that's just Miss A walking down the hall.
Love
So
that.
that's my reality couple. Politically, I don't like none of them people.
Not even
I
the
don't even
Obamas?
I don't even believe them no more. Yeah, no, okay. All right. Yes, I like the Obamas. They don't stay on my mind though.
Okay.
You better pour. You
That's
better pour.
a mighty poor baby. That's a
You
mighty
know,
poor.
all I had,
That was a mighty pour.
because I was really thinking about this black love. So I had a little Malibu and I got a Moscato, so I got a Buscato. I don't know. Yo, I'm sorry.
That little red coloring in mine is also Merlot. I see you, friend. I see you.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was really like, maybe I need to think about my black couple, because I was gonna say Mickey and Minnie Mouse, but they got to be somebody else. Got to be.
They black.
Listen, let me tell you something. Mickey and Minnie been at it a long time.
They've been at it.
A long time.
I'm more partial to Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Well, they broke up.
I know, but they so toxic that they belong together.
Mm-hmm.
They broke up. They broke up, and they got back together.
Coming back.
They have worked it out.
I did think, who I do like, and I had to Google Boris Cujo and was it Tiffany Ari Parker?
Yeah, Nicole
Ari Parker. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't. They under the radar enough to just be really good doing what they need to do. I was like, I like them because they just right here with theirs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
one.
one.
I like, what's her name? Angel. The Angel. And that's the one who's like, one margarita and a
yes.
And I like her and her husband.
I love them.
Their comedy. I like Tabitha Brown and Chan.
Oh,
I think that they are. I really do like that couple. And then there's another. What's this one couple? I don't know their names, but they have the cutest little videos, and they are older couple. When he does stuff for her, she does stuff. They are so cute.
Miss Pam.
Yes.
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 Oh no, I'm not familiar with Miss Pam. I love.
Wait, did you see the conference that her and her husband just did, and they asked her?
No.
Oh, I still see that clip. How you keep your man for so long?
Keep your marriage after 40 years.
Ooh, the mic was still on.
And she said,
You ain't wrong. Go ahead, man.
She tried to whisper it in her ear, but the mic picked up all that. The whole audience was like, "Woo!"
She said, "Suck the dick."
That's what she said, y'all. That's what she said, y'all.
I said, "Go ahead."
Listen, and the husband was sitting there just as happy as a lark, grinning from ear to ear. I said, "Listen."
And
she might
that's what you call a power couple.
It is so organic and it just looks so healthy. I was like, y'all go ahead.
Yes, absolutely.
Dave?
So, this is a problematic discussion for me. Well, I don't want to say problematic, but it's a rough discussion for me. When I was first thinking about the question, I immediately thought about BB and CeCe Winans. But
No, friend. That's not how that works, friend.
They not a couple. But you know what, friend? When I saw your post
Addicted Love.
When I saw your post
I could see it.
I was thinking to myself, I said, okay, I'm in this season where I'm reconciling my sexuality and my faith. And in light of being inclusive, I'm like, Fred don't have no same gender loving couples on here.
I'm gonna tell you why. We're gonna get to it, baby.
I was gonna say, I believe that's down here on this list. I feel like I see that.
Oh, see, you didn't see the program.
Check your Facebook. It's there.
Oh, Okay. Well, so what I will say is I am a fan of Fantasia and her husband. I think that they
Yes.
are just a beautiful couple. From what I can see externally, I don't know much of them. I just really just started seeing the two of them together, but they just look good together. They both just beautiful human beings. They look well together. But I have to give a shout out to my same gender loving couples. And so the first one is Bishop O.C. Allen and his husband, First G. Rashad in Atlanta, who's originally from Chicago. And a friend of mine, a new friend of mine, Fred has this thing, no new friends, but he is a new friend of mine, and that is Reverend Jody Allison and his husband, Robert, that they just recently relocated to Indianapolis and bought a new home. And hopefully in the days to come, they will be starting their surrogacy. And I'm just excited for them. They are doing the doggone thing, and they're making me proud.
I love that.
I love that. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. And we're gonna get into it
Listen,
later on as to why.
Dave, I love me some Niecy Nash.
Oh yeah. Now that
Niecy
is I would say them.
Yep.
Okay.
I do. I
Cause
Yep.
do. I
cause
get
Niecy
down with that.
when I say they love on each other hard,
Mhm.
Woo!
they love. Yes, you are absolutely right.
Mm.
Mhm. It's
Mm-hmm.
given not so much sugar
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
inside of the brat and what's her name?
Okay.
Oh,
Because
kaleidoscope.
I like they love too, but all them
Judy.
beautifuls be stressing me out.
You be stressed.
Yeah, her beautiful.
Beautiful.
But I do
I
like them
love
too.
love, but it stressed
Yeah,
me a little bit. So I feel
I
like
do.
Niecy Nash, they got that same kind of thing going on, but it's not so sugary. You
Now,
know,
Mm.
well, one thing I do like about Brett and Judy. Judy don't play about Brett.
don't play Bowder.
Judy don't play about Brett. Now that's
Don't
one
play
thing I
about
do
it.
like. She don't
I
play about her,
did.
and as hard as as teary as Brett have with her, she now those both are good. Yeah, Niecy Nash. I follow Niecy, and I
I
just love
just
the way they love each other. They
yes.
promote each other, and then just her story of love and acceptance, and I just think it's really beautiful. And I love everything she shares. She was my goal body weight. That's how I started following her.
Me.
And then I started, really looking into their love and how they got each other. It is a beautiful story. It's a very beautiful story.
I love that. So
Yeah.
my my favorite.
Oh
Oh,
Lord, Fred.
dude.
Oh Lord,
Oh,
Fred.
here we go.
Somebody find me a cowboy hat. Uh,
Oh,
Period. Hold on.
Right.
Wait.
Nah, my favorite couple would definitely my so I have three. I'm gonna give you my three. So my top favorite couple is of course Jay-Z and Beyonce. Um, I think that their love is very they show what they want to show, and I love
hmm
that they are very private about that, and they show what they want to show. It feels like to me that they make their own rules. Of course, this is just speculation because we don't really know about these
Right.
people. Uh, but I do love them in general. My next group is would definitely be the Obamas. I
Mm-hmm.
love the Obamas, and then my third group is one that Egypt opened with is Courtney B. Vance and Angela Bassett. I
Yes.
believe that I will find a love like that is working in the arts and we working together, but also not just them too. Also, Viola Davis and her husband Julius. They are
Yes.
another one that they are both
Oh, yes.
and
and I love
Samuel L. Jackson and his
yes,
wife.
Samuel and Latanya.
Yes.
They
They've
are
been together for
Latonya.
eons.
And
It's in
Oprah
the
and Gail.
bylaws.
it's in the
In the
bylaws.
bylaws.
It's in the bylaws. Mm. So those are definitely. I mean, everybody is yes. And Dave, you are segueing
Mm.
your number. And I purposely did the artwork this week for that reason because I wanted to spark conversation, and you are segueing us into our first topic of the evening, which is interracial relationships in Hollywood, in Black
Woo.
Hollywood in particular. And the
Somebody
question
said,
is,
don't forget Denzel and Pauletta. I'm with you.
Denzel and
Yes, you're
Pauletta,
right.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
with
they
you,
good
Miss
too.
Beckton. I'm with you, girl.
Yep, yep. So a huge question raises an eyebrow of why in Black entertainment, Black Hollywood, why specifically you don't really see a lot of couples. You do not see a lot of black and black couples. You see black and white. You see white and black. You see Asian. You see all of this and that. You do not see. There are not a lot of us, especially when it comes to same gender loving. You do not see a lot of. Honestly, I really don't think there are any men. I don't hold me to that, but I'm almost 100% certain on that. That you do not see any men. Those that we look at that are very out and proud, Billy Porter, Coleman Domingo, they
Mhm,
all have lovers that are Euro or Caucasian.
mhm.
Um,
That's
their
true.
partners are, and so it raises an eyebrow to say, for someone who is aspiring to be in the arts and entertainment industry, it makes you raise an eyebrow and go, well, why is there no black couple that I could look up to in this industry that same gender loving? And then when you get in, and even when you get into a lot of these newer age actors, last week we were talking about Jonathan Majors and whatnot, and now he's with Megan Good, which I think is great. But literally, I think that it's you look at Lakeith Stanfield, you look at Jonathan Majors was dating a white woman at first. Um, Jay Ellis, even
I
Issa
thought
Rae,
Lakeith Stanfield's wife was black. No?
Lakeith neither.
no
Hmm.
Lakeith, yeah, no, not Lakeith, no, she ain't black. She's beautiful. She's
She's
beautiful.
beautiful.
She's
She's
beautiful.
she
But then
must
like
have been quite tan in
even
the picture I saw.
even when you go into music, um, even when you go into music, you look at shoot. I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. When you go into the music industry, you look at John Legend. His wife is not 100% black.
Chrissy
Disappointing.
Teigen gotta be. She gotta be.
She got something. It's something.
It's in there. It's in there.
Something. We gonna send a ancestry DNA over there
Okay,
and
all
see
right.
we see what
Well,
we get back. Shameless
well,
plug
you
for
know they
ancestry.
said with Sierra and Russell. Russell's the first black man that left a white woman to be with a black woman. That they said
True.
that was they said that was a Black History fact.
Mm.
I said, what
It's
is going
sad
on here?
and it's
And
sad. It is definitely sad that we don't have that, and it's not just with same gender loving, but it's really across the board. They're very far few in between. You look at the white couples, and you say you got Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. It's like you can name them off of the top of your head of like, okay,
That
boom,
commercial for Dunkin' was out. No, it
it
was
was great.
that was good. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead. I
It
digress.
was
Yes, go ahead.
good. It was good.
Hmm.
But it's just it raises our eyebrow and it causes questions to go, and it brings about this fact of what Dave just said. Why don't we have that? And the ones that we named are the three: Debrat, Niecy Nash. I'm sorry, we forgot Letha Way. She was married, but now she's not.
What about RuPaul?
White man.
Oh, okay.
really,
Mhm.
I didn't know
Yeah.
he was married.
Yep.
She was married. Oh,
Yeah.
Somebody
they
in the
were married.
comments said they same gendered loving couple used to be Rashonda and LaShonda,
I
the
hate Roy.
TikTokers.
Roy irritates my soul.
What
Yeah,
about what about
we still
Charles? Your
looking for
dinner's
Lashonda.
ready. What
Who?
about Charles? Your dinner ready?
Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think Charles and Netta together.
They're not together.
I don't think Charles and Netta is together. Because it
Okay.
was a video I had saw because I done fell down a rabbit hole of Miss Netta,
Get over here.
and it was a video that they was at the church's Halloween Hallelujah night, and Charles had told Netta, he said he called him by his real name. And I felt bad for Netta. And Netta was like, "Don't play with me, Charles. Don't play with me." And he was
Oh,
like, Charles was like, "Don't do this at church. Don't do this at
oh,
church." Yeah, I
Oh
felt
my
bad. I
God.
was very, and I do feel like Charles and
Well,
Netta.
if it was the Hallelujah night, that's old, Fred. We didn't have the holidays. They may have reconciled by
I thought they
now.
had a
Well,
whole
yeah,
marriage
that was then.
ceremony.
I don't know though. I mean, I will say this though. I think Charles and Netta have replaced Rashonda and Lashonda.
Yeah.
Rashonda's still doing her thing, but Lashonda, they ain't together no more. But yeah, but Charles and Netta, I think they have taken over that spot with the social media peoples. So,
Mm-hmm.
anywho, but it raises a question to me as to why is this thing so like what are some dynamics and implications of interracial relationships in the Black community? And why do we feel that Kayla said Netta did not stop making them plates?
She sure
Period.
didn't. She
Look
sure
at y'all
didn't.
Oh,
females.
your dinner
Um,
is ready.
baby,
Netta,
Charles,
Charles,
it's your
Charles,
lunch. Your lunch is ready,
your
man. Your
lunch
lunch
is
is
ready.
ready, Dave.
Your lunch is ready.
I
Netta, you
cannot
go
wait.
ahead.
Listen, baby, I wish somebody would make me a hot pocket. Something.
I don't want none
Something.
of that. I don't want
Well,
nothing Netta
it
makes.
don't be looking right. I ain't gonna hold you. It don't be looking right, but none of that. Here we are. So
It's the
anywho,
love.
so unpacking this question, why do we feel what are some dynamics and implications of interracial relationships in the Black community? Why do we frown upon interracial relationships, y'all?
Yeah,
Well,
you know,
Nat
Wait,
is
wait,
in
wait,
here.
Fred. Ask your question again. Are you serious? Is that
Yeah,
really your question?
that's my question.
It's Black History Month, and you're asking why do we frown on interracial relationships?
Hey, the viewers want to know.
I don't know if I frown because right now I am what they say I'm done with you colors. But I don't know if people just is it who you like? What are some experiences? So I it's hard to say that you can't tell people who you love, but who are they around? So if we look in the industry, who are you more likely to be around? You know, why do we feel like we cannot be comfortable within our own setting with our own people? What is it that they have done so much so that we want to retreat? So
Yeah.
that's the first question I need to ask because
Mm-hmm.
there's good people everywhere. It's just how and who you center yourself around. Those same characteristics that you may find in another person, another race, you have them there, but it's who you center yourself around. So I just really want to internalize this. Why do we feel like we have to remove ourselves once we reach to a certain stature or status?
Yeah.
So I do wonder about that. And then if not, like for example, I went to high school with Kanye West. His same choice of women was the same choice of women he had back then. So there is no difference. So I was like, well, this man has always chosen that way, you know.
Yeah.
So, so that's just again, it goes with who you are comfortably being around. And why do we feel like we're slighted when people make a choice when that's what they're comfortable?
Yeah. I agree.
So that's what I wonder. That's what makes me really wonder about that.
Definitely. Our girl Nat was in here a little earlier and she said it almost feels like having a white partner being more prominent in Hollywood gives the equivalent of I have a black friend. I can't be racist or a similar type of vibe.
Oh,
Right.
that's good too.
So
That's really
and
good.
yeah, I can kind of see where she's going with that. Like
Yeah.
feeling like if you've made certain success as being a black person in Hollywood, that having a partner who's also black maybe won't lead you into those connections. But I'm also with the mindset of Danny. Community is important. You like what you like and you are what you are around. And so that's what you're going to attract. Me personally, I don't care who none of these people sleep with.
But I mean, that's like the first thing. Even Kanye with the song, as soon as you get on, they leave your ass for a white girl. Why is that even relevant? And why do we feel so shunned as a black woman or as a black person that you could have found somebody black? Could you have? Could you? Would you? Why would you want to?
Listen,
So
some
I
of the
just
things that people have to put up in Hollywood, some black girls ain't built for that. Let's just
and
keep
then
it
on
real.
the
A lot of
on the
us are
flip side, I
built for
I have
that.
I know white women that was like, please do not judge all of us because we're not putting up with it either. So I just, it's just so sticky and icky, and it does feel like a slight because like, man, this man appears to be the top part of the crop. I know I am myself of doing my own self. I have those same characteristics. Why wasn't
Yeah.
I? But why was I not in the position to be chosen in the same manner or fashion as this person? Because they had it on there with what's the guy that Taylor Swift is with now, and so they just had him running. He had a
Yeah.
beautiful black woman, and then he left all of that to go to Taylor. Well, what did Taylor do?
Well,
Listen,
So
and
he's
there,
not
Wait,
full
Taylor
there
black.
Swift has a
He's
black
not full
husband
black
with
no
a white
way.
guy?
so
huh?
He,
Yeah,
this
Travis
he had
man.
a
Kelce,
black girlfriend first, and
he
then
did. And that breakup was amicable.
Yeah.
And happened before he's met Taylor and got to talking with her. So the
Yeah.
people actually bullying this young girl, the black
They
girl, the ex,
are. Yeah.
they're like, she had to shut down her comments and close her
Sure
DMs
did.
because
Oh
they
my
out here
God.
bullying.
Yes.
Like, she like,
How
I
you
wish
let
them.
Taylor steal your man? What?
She
Yes.
like, girl, ain't nobody stole nothing. I wish them wealth and happiness and success. Like
Yes.
they done been broke up so long. She done been with somebody else, had a baby with them, and broke up with them.
Listen.
What are we talking about?
And then they zooming in. He grabbed and just, I bet you don't got that booty hole like he got that with that girl with Taylor. I said,
Oh
oh
my
my.
God.
Yeah, baby girl
That
had to
girl.
shut all the little social medias down because folks is in the DMs talking crazy to her.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It was a lot. So okay, with that, so how do we feel like society expectations influence the choices that are made in Hollywood and entertainment when it comes to relationships?
I think our society, in a certain aspect, influences all of our ways of being. It's hard to go against the grain because you have to deal with so much. All of us hold a particular uniqueness that at some point of our life, somebody has challenged us. Just me wearing, I was about to cut shingle jingles to church, somebody has something to say. I got it because I like it. And I saw Fantasia with it on, and I thought that I want to wear it too. And so I
And
went on
you know,
Amazon and found me something because Fantasia looked great on Sunday, and I want to look great on this Sunday. But you showing now? Oh, you got a sachet around. People who said it? People suck.
People do suck, and I think that you should wear what you want to wear, and that's just me.
I'm an
Um,
advocate for wearing what the hell you want to wear. You pay for it, you don't owe nobody, wear it.
don't
Yeah.
listen. Glad about it, wearing it.
Why you got on what you got on? Because I don't owe nobody.
And that's the same thing with our love choices. People are so detrimental with who and how and you choose to love. I think I didn't had it up to here with people. Well, I don't want you. You don't meet this expectation, and they have this demand on me. Okay, well, go to hell. If I'm not the taste for you, I had one person create a whole another imaginary person. Well, me and her think that you. I don't give a hell what you and her think. If you don't want to
Mm.
be with me, don't be with me. I'm going to be who I am. We don't have to define no love. I'm not about to fit into no box. You don't have to categorize me. I'm never going to be this perfect person. I'm going to be who I am. And if you can't love me for me, baby, go ahead. So I don't understand why we just have all of those definitions that we hold people to. So take well, whoever and whomever they choose to love.
Well,
So
I
much
mean,
so that it is wrecking people's mental capacities to even be truthful and honest and openly be free to be with the person they love. You got all this secret ass shit going around.
but
that
I mean,
part.
come on. Be real about it. Like you admit that when you see certain couples, you say to yourself, "Now, why he do that, or why she do that?" Like when you look at Billy
Yes.
Porter and his husband, Billy Porter doing all kinds of crazy shit now. So it's just like, okay, it makes sense that you are with a white man because you
Mm-hmm.
crazy as hell. But when you look at Coleman Domingo and you
Oh, I
see his
love him.
husband, it's just like, why? Why did you do that?
But
You
you
know,
know
And I'm
for
what?
over
me,
here
though,
looking at like
Dave,
I'm looking.
I have to
Dave,
watch his.
I am
Okay.
looking like that, but I'm not looking like that because he's Caucasian. I'm looking at that because he's not a looker.
But no, first of all, I was on American flight, United flight, and Coleman Domingo had the show, and then other people in his past start talking about his mate, and he fits with him perfectly. I said, we don't understand it. But then you see why he got with that sucking so over there and how he used to be, and it was to his real friends was like, oh, okay, I was like, oh, that's why he with him. But in our minds, we never know. Nobody would
We
want to.
don't
He
know.
fine now. He looked
Yeah, I'm
I
still
just
great.
I
disappointed.
just feel like he could have raised his attractive quotient
But
for
they've
his
been
partner.
together for
His
so
color means
long.
nothing to me. He just, I mean, because
They
Coleman
was
found him
together
fine.
for back to come because y'all know I like him. He was together for so long.
Love
So
him.
He's so
this
fine.
that his mate stuck with him through all of that ugliness, and now he a butterfly.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Danny.
Cause y'all
So
go
Coleman had some
he
things
he
going on
evolved
in the past.
his early years back when he was because he was in Chicago for a little. It was a dynamic show. I'm gonna have to show y'all what he was doing cooking show when he was in Chicago to New York. He was a booger. Now he looking like something. It was that man. It took all his beauty away from him.
Oh, I didn't
And
know
it was
that.
that man.
Listen, the only reason why I look like I had to because I had to lose a couple men in my life, and every time I lose one, y'all, I get finer. Let me tell y'all, whenever I start looking good, that means I dumped a motherfucker because I look better.
I
So
love it.
recently, do y'all see them shit? Because I had to get over something. Look at how I came out looking like gold. That's what the Bible said.
Like
You
gold,
go through
baby.
fire. The
That's
fire
Pure
is a
gold.
man. The fire is a man. Then once you get through that man, you start remember your well. Listen, I came out there with fringes on because I look good. Because a nigga had them rough for
But you know what?
But you
All
know
that
what?
money, he could hire a stylist. I mean,
Now,
Coleman
yes.
is out here looking like this, and then
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes. But
I
he put up with him.
I really feel like it's you're right. I really think it's more so. I think when we go into the dynamic of Billy Porter and Coleman Domingo, which they are both phenomenal at what they do.
Yes.
Billy is in a lane of trying to rediscover self, I believe, and it's
Is that what's going
very
on?
yeah. I think it's just trying to be stay relevant, check all the boxes,
Yeah.
and so when you're there and it's really an identity crisis. I personally believe is what I think is going on because I used to adore
That he
Billy
been going through for 20 years?
years, baby, years. I mean, he had mentioned
Sometimes.
that he was on the cocaine for a little while. He was on
Okay, he
drugs
was on
bad.
the sugar
So,
booger. Okay, all
yeah,
right.
he was on the booger sugar. Yep, he
Yeah.
was on that. And so I said, okay, now this is this makes a little sense. And but I mean, hey, I don't judge nobody. Do what you do, baby. But my whole thing with that is I think that again, like Egypt said, you would think that you're a mate or somebody, but I also feel like if he were with a black person, they would have snatched you back and said, "Baby, now hold on,
Yeah.
wait a minute, stop. Let's
Or
you
they
can't
would
go."
have left him. Or they
Or
would
they
have
would have
left
left
him.
it, or they
Because,
would have left it.
because
And then
again,
he would
there
have
are
ended
some
up with
things.
somebody white.
So I think who
He
said
would
that?
have
Egypt or maybe Dave or maybe Fred. But we don't know what people will put up with and color and different because we got some of our some of these people I said, how y'all put up with them all these years?
All
And you're
these
able to all of us who've been in Christendom, you see a lot of people that put up with each other for so many years, and we don't understand why. Because when you get down to the nitty-gritty, the only reason why you still with that sucker is because of Christendom rules.
Yep.
And then you kind of think about it, it's like everybody has a price to pay. That's price to pay. And I always respect relationships because I understand. At one time, I was married for a little bit of my time in my life. I didn't understand what the hell I was doing. But, I respect anybody who stayed with it. I could not. So, I am truthfully just want to sit at the foot of people like that one couple that have been married for 40 years. Like, how do you learn to compromise your independence to always want to be there for somebody else? And that's like the ultimate sacrifice. And color don't matter because everybody's a Mickey Ficky. And why do we put so much pressure when they are with another race as if that race has to lessen who they are to be with a black man or to be with a black woman? Why do we give us so much power like they are just subordinates to them? I wouldn't put up with it. That's why they went with them.
Yeah, and to me, honestly, and when I was working on the show, a question had came up between me and a group of friends, and um, the question was, why do we feel like it's a last resort the last resort
Yeah.
is us going to another race? Why is that a last resort? Why can't that be? I mean, and it goes back to the first question I asked is that, well, why do we date interracial? But it's very much, but the question triggers me because that doesn't trigger me like that mentally, but it triggers me in a way to say, well, okay, it feels like, well, it didn't work out with niggas, it didn't work out with this female, it didn't work out with that, oh, it didn't work out with my people.
I'm
So
done with you
now I feel that
coloreds.
I'm done with you coloreds. I'm done with you black folk because y'all acting colorful. So I'm gonna date outside my race. So is it because there's a preference to date inside my race? That's my preferred preference is to date inside of my race. And then I say, well, it ain't working out with y'all. Let me go try something different.
But is it an American thing? Because you guys know I go down the web of 90 Day Fiance and Love Abroad. And it's something within American culture. We're not done with colors. We're done with Americas. So much so. And I said white, Mexican, different. If you're American, you'll be fully done. where they are, you're going over there, and some of the sacrifices that we make as Americans, because 90 Day Fiance always get my attention. And when I was in Morocco, I tried. They kept calling me Nicki Minaj, want to touch my booty, because
Period.
they was like Nicki Minaj. I was like, let me see if I can fall in love with somebody in Morocco, because it's just like maybe I need a different something. So I won't even give all the ownership to just blacks. Or it's America's is done with America's. So we go fully outside of our own country. There has been such just a way of thinking that if you go someplace else that you will find a better or more attentive lover, because American society, our expectations is too high, and it won't meet our needs. So we need to find it in other countries, because those 90 Day Fiancés be wearing me thin, because they really go over there with such expectation of a subordination that you're going to find in love. Where so they even hire relationship coaches. So one show they had 30 days to try to find a date and paid a relationship guru. So I think it's an American society issue.
Well,
So
I don't know if I want to say it's an American thing. I've told Fred this before. It seems like I don't know. It's something about. I'm curious to know who said that going outside of the race was the last resort, because I don't understand that, because I'm still here, But
okay.
I'm still here.
You better go ahead, Albertina.
How you skip over me? But I told Fred this before. It's just I don't. And I say this because of what you just said, Danny. I don't know if it's an American thing. I think it's something about just going beyond your geographical area, because it just seems like people who live in other cities, other states, they be like in love with me. And if I was the kind of person to entertain unrealistic long distance relationship, because I think it's just unrealistic, but if I was the kind of person to entertain long distance relationships, I probably would not be single, because there are a lot of people in other cities who are constantly in my inbox, like, hey, what's up? I think it's an idea of getting out of your own area, which adds to the conversation about why people leave their race to go to other races. But I think my question is, how do these interracial relationships celebrate Black History Month? Because I'm just curious how they're in the same house celebrating this, because I just know how my office, like at work, we have the Black people and the white people, and the Black people, we're trying to be, celebratory of Black History Month and celebrate the month with everybody, but it's difficult. So I'm just curious, if you're in an interracial relationship, how do you observe Black History Month, Kwanzaa, Martin Luther King Day, things of that nature?
Well, I think with that, I feel like if I were dating someone um, in the Latino or Hispanic area, I really feel like it would be very. I mean, I would celebrate with them. I would celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. I would celebrate.
Day of the Dead.
I was Day of the Dead. I would, I think I'm now. I would not go as far to go around to my Feliz Navidad. I think that that's cultural
I want
appropriation.
Feliz Navidad.
So I feel like there's a place where you draw the line, where you say, okay, there's a certain, like, I mean, I don't think that I would expect them to celebrate Juneteenth, but I would expect them to know about my culture. I think that in the relationship there would be a lot of learning of each other's cultures. And I hate to put my sister's business out here, but I am. Eric, I love you. My sister, she's been dating a Hispanic Latino guy, and so this was the first time when I was home for the holiday. We actually went over to his parents' house, and I experienced Christmas with the Mexican people. And honestly, I ain't gonna hold y'all. They are just like blacks. They sat around the table, played cards. The only difference is it wasn't no hip hop music on the speaker. They had a live mariachi band, and baby, they had a time. That's all I'm gonna say. I was like, I mean, it was the granddaddy, the uncle, the mama, the grandmama. They were sitting around the table, and I'm sitting here. Only difference is, we walk in, what up, cuz, what up, bro? They just, hola, see, hey, So that was the only difference.
But
it seems like Black people are always flexible. Like if you think about it, like we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, we celebrate all of their stuff. And so I don't think the problem would ever be a Black person being flexible to celebrate another culture.
Yeah.
I think that there is a problem with, and I'm not racist at all, but there is continuously a problem with white people celebrate. I've had someone to ask me in my office, why do you guys get a whole month? You know,
Because you get the whole year
because you get the
forever.
whole month.
Well, did you all
Yeah.
watch the We Are the World? If you did it,
I
I'm going
did
to invite you
I
to
not,
have
but
watch
I
on
that.
heard it was
on my
really
list.
good.
It
On my
I'm gonna
list.
check it out.
it is beautiful. It is a wonderful. You should really watch it. So there was a certain part when Stevie Wonder came, and Stevie decided he gonna sing a Swahili verse, and everybody was like, "Stevie, they don't even speak Swahili in there." But then one of the country singers was like, "And this is where I draw the line. Ain't no good old boy gonna sing no Swahili." We never heard of him again. Okay.
Mm.
He left the studio because it's enough I'm singing for Africa. But now you want to do in Swahili. Now everybody else thought the same thing this man thought. Because they're like, Stevie, ain't no Swahili. But he left because he said, I'm not going to do that. And so just to speak to Dave's point with that, we are very acceptive. And I think that because I teach an anti-bias curriculum in school. We have to with little kids. But what we do is we adapt what is acceptable for all. So, in one classroom, they may think that St. Patrick's Day is the best thing to celebrate. Another classroom is Christmas. Another classroom is the 4th of July. But we do what is central to us to celebrate. And I think with interracial couples, you have to really kind of make what is important for you all to honor, to cultivate. Because there's some things, even when I married a colored, I didn't celebrate all them holidays like they do.
Listen,
I said, we don't do that. Well, you don't, no, I never heard of that. And it was just, what is that? So, even within our culture, there are some things that we accept and we don't accept because we have to come together. But how do you make it respectable? I heard a story on the news riding in to work that just made me cringe. And the way they did is probably set up for clickbait or for us to go on. And they said a white mother teaches her black adopted son, a lesson by having the police come talk to him.
That's not it,
So
man.
I said, but wait a second. I've also had times where black children have stolen. Guess who came to the house? The police. So was this white mother wrong because she was white and had the police come? Because at the same time, we've had, because I've seen it. The police came and talked to him because he kept stealing bubblegum out the thing. But because she was white, was it wrong? Because she got a police officer come when the same thing. So what is an acceptable part of being interracial when you're trying to teach lessons that is deemed as, oh my gosh, can't believe you said that. So you have it's so many factors that go into interracial dating and interracial being
Definitely.
together that is harder because of what we are. And then on top of it, because of who we are as a society and us overcoming stuff, is so much pressure. So for any people to go together with any type of that's not outside the society norm of colors got to match and be with each other. We got to have a man and a woman versus man and man, woman and a woman. All of that brings so much tension because we just don't understand, which we got back to is how and why people love. So I'm just in a tizzy with all of it.
I
I'm
get
with you
it.
though,
I get
Danny.
it. Which pushes me to the next thing. What do you all define as love?
When you like touching my parts and I like touching yours, forever. No,
At this point.
forever. Woo.
Danny,
That's why I asked. I said, you just want to talk to me because you want to touch my parts. Just tell me. I just want to know the truth because we can touch the parts without even having a relationship because I just want to be honest. But if you want to really talk to me because you feel something that is attractive about my personality, if you see the way that I live my life and it aligns with yours, where we can have a better way of being, then let's cultivate that. And I really do think that's what love should be. It's something that I see that I'm willing to trust you. I'm willing to allow you to nurture me, to pour into me, and I can pour into you, and we can be equally to who we are all times together and be acceptable of each other. I think that's love. that's a love between like a relationship love. I love people, but just really kind of thinking about that, that's what really hits me. Sexual attraction is definitely needed, but at the same time, to be accepted and being able to be with somebody that I can trust my full self with, I think that's what I really deem as love.
I hear you.
Dave.
I love is commitment to me. Love is
Mhm.
commitment. Committed sexually, committed emotionally, committed mentally, committed spiritually, committed even in my soul. To say that I love you is the same as to say that I am committed to you. Whether
Yes.
my attraction changes, whether if you no longer look like what you looked like when I first met you, because I still love you,
Yeah.
I'm still committed to, and that I think that love and commitment goes, hand in hand with each other.
Absolutely. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I was looking for my favorite love quote. I found it. I found it. It's
Okay.
Ann Landers. She says, "Love is friendship that has caught fire. It is quiet understanding, mutual confidence, sharing, and forgiving. It is loyalty through good and bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses."
Can you text that to me, please?
Yes, sir, I can.
Uh,
Sir, I can. My therapist actually gave me that quote a couple of years ago, for a couple session that we had, and we like our homework was literally breaking down each of those sentences and giving the examples inside of our relationship that matched those sentences, and it was such good work. It was such good, healthy work for us, and it has stuck with me. And I always go and look it up when somebody asks me what I think love is, because I never remember the direct quote to just black, but I know when I read it, I know who said it and I know where to find it. So I hit the internet to get that for y'all. That's how I view it. That's how I view it. Especially it settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses. I think a lot of times in all types of relationships, whether they are love relationships, friendships, whatever, I think we forget to allow people to be humans.
hmm.
We forget to allow people to have fallacies. We forget to let people fail and make mistakes. We forget that people are emotion filled creatures. And a
Yeah.
lot of times we make decisions on how we feel and not on the
Yeah.
knowledge and information. And I think sometimes we don't give people a fair shake for that. So around here, it gets said quite often. I'm gonna let you say that, and I want you to come back in 10 minutes and try it a different way with me because I feel like you just said that out of emotion. And
Hmm.
we'll walk away from each other and come back and say it a different way so that it can be understood. Because
Mm,
sometimes we lead with emotion instead of leading with the facts. And when I have 10 minutes to sit down with the facts, all right, I see how what I just said to you could have come across as something that was hurtful. Let me say it in a different way. This is actually what I'm looking for. This is what I need from you. I should have said it this way. Now that I can understand, babe, that makes sense to me. The way you said it beforehand sound like you was belittling me. My
Hmm.
bad. Sorry.
Fair.
that's
That-
commitment.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, we be working on something around here. I had asked y'all to pray for me during that pandemic. They had locked us in here together. And I feel
I
like
love the
y'all
first
always
part of
praying.
your quote though that says love is a friendship that caught on fire.
Caught
Like
fire.
that did something in me. I think that a
Put
lot
that
of
in the wedding programs.
Yeah, put it in the
okay.
program.
Put that in the wedding programs, maybe at the bottom, honey.
Absolutely. I'm with
Love.
you. I'm with you though, Dave, because I think that's a lot of reasons some relationships don't go well either. Because folks ain't even friends. You don't even like him like that.
Listen. Listen. Listen.
Been there.
You don't
Listen. I
even like
can't.
him like that.
I
Wow.
can't. Or you just need to be roommates. We just need to be roommates. We are perfect roommates. If I had to relive my first marriage, I should have just been roommates. Because to this day, I would live with him right now because he didn't eat my food. I didn't eat his food. When I was low on supplies, he got it. He was respectable. He was the best roommate ever. If we need to go on vacation, the best travel partner ever. Together, hell to the no. But roommate, when I turn 65 and I happen to be by myself, I'm gonna go move with them.
Special friend.
I know
Special
that
friend.
that's gonna be my special friend. I don't want to be with him romantically at all. But as far as making sure I got what I like on we had shelves in the refrigerator. He ain't touch my shelf, I ain't touch his shelf. He know all my OCD-ness. Fine. But romantically together, definitely not. Roommate, forever roommate. He was a good roommate. But that's all. We was too young and didn't understand. We took a roommate and just tried to monopolize on it. Well, you got to call the thing what it is. And I don't want to discredit, what the importance was, but we should have just been roommates.
My question is, okay, so let's I know we didn't get to you, Fred, but I'm just curious
because it
seems like y'all had everything worked out. But the romance part. So define romance, because that sounds perfect to me.
He liked her, and he liked her too, and he liked her, and he liked her too.
Got you.
He just had so much love to give. And
to the wrong people.
To everybody. So that was his right. He should have went. If you that type of love, you need to go ahead and who am I? I should just been your roommate. Like, don't get nothing on you until your guests go home at 11:30. So yeah.
Oh, Danny. Okay.
Roommate.
Yeah. Got it.
We was great roommates.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Roommates. I like that.
Great roommates.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. I got it, Danny. I got it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Some people's just roommateable. That's
okay.
Roommateable.
Roomateable.
Y'all can tell him too. I know y'all know who I'm talking about. Tell him. He's a great roommate.
Oh, God. Not tell him.
I'm not telling him nothing.
Okay, don't tell
him.
Anywho. Oh, God.
So I actually my view on love, what I think and how I define love, or what love is to me, I think that love can be a lot of things. And I truly think it's how you interpret it. It's what you interpret and what works for you. And so with that, I do think that there is an emotional aspect. I do think there's a romantic aspect. I do believe that there is a friendship aspect of it as well. And nowadays, I believe that there is a mental aspect as well.
You are so right. You are so right.
I have learned over the course of time that I could talk to you and we could be getting to know each other and possibly even get prepared to date. But the more that I have conversation with you and mentally,
yes,
I understand that I don't think I can love you mentally, because there's just some things mentally just don't make sense. And I go, So on this journey of love, I am really I won't say that I'm looking for love at this point, because I don't believe in looking for love. I think that love should find me.
Okay.
But I am very much that is a huge aspect for me, is that I want to know mentally what you're thinking and how that love will match up with everything else. So I think and I won't say that it's like a rubric or like a guide of like a order that those things should go in, but yeah, that's just where I am. But I will say that a top part of it is mental for me. I need to be mentally attracted to you in order to love you.
And I think that coincides right there with that friendship thing, right?
Yeah. And I think that going into that,
we can't have conversations and
yeah. Simmons,
hey, boo.
Oh, look at who they came on in.
What's going on? Y'all know them after work naps be like after church naps. I woke up like, who said that?
Not you thought you was still at work.
No, I thought I had went to the army. I thought I was fighting for the country.
Come on, Major Payne.
I was just about to say Major Payne.
Ooh, education will give you PTSD, honey. Yes, you was out there in the war. Yes, she is in the battlefield.
Screaming.
You got your drink and everything.
It's dark.
He's catching up. Well, Sean, I hate to put you on the spot, Simmons, but We talking about how do you define love? What does love mean to you?
Hey, listen, I got one pushback, and I hope it makes sense.
No, you got to answer this question first.
Like, you answer this question.
Well, it's going to tie into that.
Then you push back.
Well, okay. Love is both actions. It's what you do, and it is what you say. People say, I don't have to say, I love you. I need to show it. No, some people need to hear, I love you, outside of showing it. So it's whatever you define love to be. Is that in the company of others? This new thing, what was that love language? Did we talk about that before?
We did. That's called words. That's called words of affirmation that you just mentioned.
Yes, those are words of affirmation, right? And all of these things tie in together.
Yes, sir.
I can say all day that I love you, but do I like you? I got that from one of my old coworkers. She said, yeah, you say that all day, but do I like you? Do I like to walk in this house every day with you? Yeah. And just exist and be?
Yeah.
So this is, what you make it to be. That's love, feeling good in everything we do. Are we in love? Do I love you when we go on vacation? Do I love you when we go downtown a date night? Do I love you when we exercise? Do I love you when we at home just chilling on the couch, watching Netflix and chilling?
It's the eyebrows. Right? I'm gonna push you a little further on that, Sean. Do I love you when we're disagreeing? Do I love you when we see eye to eye? I'm gonna push you even further because
I'm glad you said that. What are you gonna say when y'all get into that argument?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna spout off stuff that you wouldn't say in a regular conversation? Right. Or are you bringing up old stuff that y'all already hashed out, but this gonna hurt him, so I'm gonna say this. This gonna hurt us, so I'm gonna say this.
Absolutely.
Self-control during disagreements. So yeah, but then to Fred's point, I want to push back. We was talking. I ain't love gonna find me. Don't be embarrassed. You go out there like you going up to a vending machine and say, I want 1B.
That ain't never worked for me. That ain't never worked for me. I done went up to plenty of people.
You ain't gonna embarrass me. I'm gonna sit right here, look at how I'm looking,
and it's gonna tap me on the shoulder.
It's this one police officer that come to my school every time somebody got a disagreement. Next time I'm gonna be like, I want you, police officer, because my friend Sean said go up and tell him. I'm gonna try it out, Sean. If I get arrested, it's because of you.
How many stories have y'all heard where the man said, I walked right up to my so-and-so and said, you my wife? I heard that story a few times.
And Christ to them, because those only sound like Christian stories.
Well, you need to go to another vending machine then.
Your vending machine don't take debit cards. That's why you still trying to use money. If we moved on up in technology, see, that's the problem. You know what?
No, Sean, we said community. I need to change my community because if nowadays you can just walk up and tell somebody I want you, I need to change my community because my community is not accessible like that.
Or look, how about this? Should you be telling is the one already pursuing you, but you ignoring them because you keep going to that wrong vending machine?
Say what again? Say it again, Sean.
I said, is the one who really, the one who you should really be with, or the one who should be in your life, are you running away from him going to the wrong vending machine? Because it's bright over there. They got a better presentation.
All right, you better speak. I'm glad you took a nap because you came prepared.
Fired up, man. Fired up, man.
It's all right with me. I like it.
But have you ever gone to a vending machine though, and then like you press the button, and it be like something that's just like sitting right there?
It got stuck.
And you gotta pay for it again and press the same button. I feel like I'm that cookie.
You pressing the same button.
I am that cookie. I'm just stuck, and somebody keep pressing that button, and it just won't come down.
Dave, you right.
Maybe that's us.
You know,
saying
some
no, from
The metaphors tonight are doing really well, y'all.
They
You're
are.
doing good. The metaphors, they doing
when
well.
you go to some vending machines and that one thing is stuck, when you get there, you get 2 for 1. So,
But you know what I do? This would get me in trouble right there. I start bumping it.
The hip check.
And it's still stuck because I don't
It's-
never
and
do
it's
it.
stuck.
I'm just
And
bumping
it's
it.
still stuck. It's still stuck. I don't know what to do.
And they just got all this free bumping.
Lord Jesus. Help us.
Free bump.
All this free bumping.
Y'all is on a roll today. Oh man.
So go ahead, Sean.
With
Y'all
that,
go
okay,
ahead,
so I have another
Fred.
question.
Okay,
All right,
question.
so with that,
Let me go take off my work shirt. I'll be back.
So we talked about how do we define love. How can we as individuals measure the authenticity of that? How do we know it's authentic?
For me, I'm a little petty and a little mean. And I have been with my husband for 20 years, March 1st. We've been married for 4 years, but we have been together for 20 years. I know it's real because he ain't left me, and I'm mean.
That Egypt. Now that's a testament there, because I if you don't mind sharing. So you said y'all been together for 20 and you've been married 4.
Yes.
So
Yes.
being together for 20 years, there was some sort of commitment.
Mm-hmm.
There was some sort of commitment before y'all said, okay, let's do this legally per se,
Mm-hmm.
and let me take your last name.
Mm-hmm.
So how does one what's the preparation of that? What's the mental space that you're in? Like, because I ain't gonna hold you 20 years and we ain't had no commitment.
So yeah, and I get that a lot, but my answer to that always was the commitment you're looking for is me signing my name to a legal piece of paper. The commitment I'm looking for is for him to consistently come home and to consistently provide for me and for the kid that we created, and that he has never wavered on, ever. He has never wavered on that. So for me, not having a marriage license and holding his last name, it honestly didn't bother me, the last name thing, until maybe Jameson got to probably about 2nd grade, somewhere in there. Because that's when all of the classmates naturally give all the parents the last name of their friend. So I actually had the pleasure of subbing for her. I think it was her 3rd grade class for a full 2 weeks. Their teacher was out on a bereavement and requested me because she knew I was a cadre sub at the time and I was familiar with the kids because they had all been together since kindergarten. And that was the first time that I ever felt any type of way about me not having the same last name as my daughter and her father. Outside of that, I never needed that because I had what comes with the name. Right? That had been
That's good.
that had been established. I mean, honestly, because y'all know my wedding story, right?
Yeah. I do.
I was going to Vegas to celebrate my birthday. My birthday is January 30th. My wedding anniversary is February 1st.
Wow.
Unbeknownst to me, my husband told his people and my people that he was either coming back from Vegas with a fiance or with a wife. Depends on what she going for.
Wow.
I was on my way to Vegas to celebrate my birthday and get a new tattoo. We are literally in the tattoo shop. My tattoo is on my upper back right here. So I'm sitting in a tattoo shop in my bra, straight topless. Okay. His is here. So he got his arm lifted up, but we are across from each other. And he yells out, while we up here in Vegas, we should just get married. And I literally said, boy, stop playing with me. I'm trying to concentrate and not die with this man putting a needle in my back. Stop playing with me. The guy doing my tattoo goes, I feel like you just got proposed to and you just said no. What? And I said, sir, I've been with that boy over there, that man over there for 16 years. If that is his proposal and he ain't got the biggest ring ever, he ain't talking to me.
You ain't
He ain't
lying.
talking to me. He better try again a different direction. He ain't talking to
You
me.
ain't wrong.
Ain't no tattoo shop, bra. Nothing. He ain't talking to me.
In my bra.
In my bra, Danny. In my bra. So the tattoo artist, he laughed or whatever. And James goes, so you need a ring? Yeah. I bet. We can go to the mall and get you a ring tomorrow. Whatever. We leave the tattoo shop. We go back to the hotel. We chilling. We get up in the morning, caught breakfast. He was like, the Uber will be here in 20 minutes. Where are we going? To the mall. Okay, fine. You won't spend your money. Let's go to the mall and spend your money. Sounds like a plan to me. We get to the mall and the man takes me into the jewelry store. And he asked, this was my favorite part. He asked the jewelry store, the clerk, the man there, he says, do you guys carry Morganites? I have been in love with Morganites for the last 15 years. I have never wanted a diamond. I didn't even know he remembered that. So I'm like, ooh, you trying to marry me for real because you even remember the kind of stone I dig. And the guy showed me and I went to the counter and I was like, so I just pick what I want. Just pick what you want. But we ain't balling like that. I live with you. I pay bills with you. What you mean just pick what you want? I bet. I like that one. The jeweler goes, nice choice. And it's on sale. Sized me up. I looked at it. I was like, it's really pretty. That one said, all right, let me check out. Why don't you go do some shopping? You finna buy that ring for real? Baby, you finna buy that ring for real? Yes, I'm gonna buy this ring for real. You say you're not gonna marry me without a ring. I'm gonna buy the ring for real. If you buy that ring, I'm going to buy a dress because I'm not getting married in no clothes I bought from Chicago. So I need to go buy a wig. I probably turned into a one-upsman. It was like we was challenging each other. He looked at me and he said, well, if you're gonna get a new dress, I guess I need to rent a tux. Well, if you gonna rent a tux, ain't nobody going downtown to get no paperwork. We in Vegas. Don't they got chapels? I'm finna call me a chapel. We got married on a Saturday evening at 10:30 p.m. at the Little White Chapel in Las Vegas.
Yes,
Just came from Windsor. We rented the tuxedo. My wedding cost $213.
That's right.
It was amazing.
That is a beautiful story.
It was amazing. And I have wonderful pictures. The minister just so happened to be black. I promise you, he gave straight black officiant. This ring symbolizes your coming together. It is a bond that can never be. Come on, sir. There was no Elvis. I didn't have to get all of that. There was a pink convertible outside that I got posted.
Yep.
I did post that pink convertible.
I already knew I was going to be downtown in some office somewhere because I can't do the whole big wedding thing. That ain't me.
Okay. I got married at a courthouse.
But I think I'm gonna go to Vegas and do that to Little White Church.
It was the Little White Chapel is beautiful. You hear me? They take your pictures. They threw flowers at me.
We'll be there in October.
By the way, I was just about to say that station identification. Meet me in Las Vegas on October 17th.
Yes, we'll be there.
As I celebrate my 35th.
Come on, man. Yeah, 35. I like it.
30 for everybody. Everybody who's we trying to see now how we're gonna shut the school down, or we just gonna get straight subs. So we'll see about that. Because that's a school day. Well, two of my school days.
Egypt, that story was beautiful. I'm sorry, I cannot believe this is my first time hearing
that was the best story I ever heard.
Oh yeah. That's absolutely how I got married.
I'm over here teary out a little bit.
You guys are my new favorite black
I told y'all
now.
I love love, and that's a perfect example of black love.
I love that.
I'm over here,
so
and I done heard the story before, and I'm over here trying not to cry.
Listen, then my mama ruined it because I called my mama right after, and I was like, "Mommy, guess what? You married." Oh, ma, I wanted to see it. I'm sorry. Call me back.
When y'all got back, a reception or something? When y'all got back?
We shut the world down, sir. I got married February 1st, 2020. A month later, the world shut down. That was the plan. But good old COVID.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the plan, Sean. I
And
promise you that was the plan. I bought a wedding planner book and everything in Vegas, like the little book, and you write everything down. I was so excited. I'm gonna throw my friends a party. Listen, because that's all it is. That's all the wedding is. Neighbors and viewers and guests. It's just a party for your
Somebody
friends.
else's
You
friends.
don't really
Yep.
like those people that much.
that's all it
Don't
is.
do it. Don't
Because
do
they're
it.
not gonna bring you no gift that's gonna
Because I
pay for the
had
whole wedding.
already got my
I did
wedding picture in my head, and it's
Danny,
gonna
I
add
didn't know
up.
people were so trash when it comes to
Yeah.
wedding gifts and cards and envelopes. When my best friend got married, she called me the following day and was like, "Your envelope was the largest envelope I got, and I don't understand that. You were a whole bridesmaid who had to pay for your dress and this, and you helped me with this." And then I was like, "Man, you got married." She was like, "People didn't even cover their plates."
No. Yeah.
She says the things that people put in wedding cards, it didn't even cover their plate, their food at the reception.
Wow.
Yeah.
My
And you
mother
gotta
always
really
said,
love each other to
"You
do
get
that.
married, don't invite nobody to your reception that ain't never gave you a birthday gift."
I know that's right.
Not Robin.
Yeah, that's why I'm not having no grand wedding. No, we just gonna throw a party like we throw a birthday party in the backyard. Y'all come on.
I'll be there. You know, I like
Bring
all
a
your
bottle.
functions.
Bring a
Listen,
bottle.
I'm renting my mama's backyard out. She done built a gazebo and an extra deck. It's beautiful out there, Fred. You let me know. We'll put the lights up. You know, we got a
Yeah,
decorating company in my family now. So you
yeah,
let us
that's
know.
cool.
We
I
can
got
make
it.
the centerpieces and balloons. We a whole party exclusive event happening.
Well, I'm gonna connect you offline. I got some things coming up for my
I
job.
know that's right.
Thank you for telling
Absolutely.
me.
We got bartenders and everything, event host and everything. You need somebody to crack the jokes and keep the mood going? That's me.
Definitely.
Good,
Wait,
good.
Monica, you paid. Wait, we paid
Monica
13K.
said Monica
She
said we
right.
paid
She right.
13K and got back
You
2K
right.
in gifts. Yeah.
2K.
Yeah. I'm
2K.
Yeah.
sorry, Monica.
That's
That
That's
terrible.
sounds
shit. You
horrible.
absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because that one time in life I got married. We don't talk about it too much. So we had a
Yeah.
wedding. We got married at a courthouse. And then we had a wedding, and it was so expensive. My mama ate the top of talking about, well, y'all was already married, so you really don't got to save this. She ate the whole. I didn't even get. I was like, why would you do that? Just, but we like. One thing about us, we like to celebrate our love. So really, we give a wedding because we are so happy to show our love to each other that you don't really think about those prices when it comes, because you're just so happy to celebrate and be with one another.
Yeah.
Listen, Monica,
But I just feel like as a guest who does love like that, I go hard at weddings. I do. I try to make sure my envelope look good. If you got a registry and you actually wanted something,
Yeah.
I'm not organizing a cart load of high. I want to get you that crystal. I want you to pull out your crystal cake set at the thing and be like, my girl Val bought me this. Show did.
yeah.
Show did.
I do not get offended if nobody
Cakes
invite me.
that I ain't saw one
I
of
do
those.
not
in a
get
long
offended if you don't invite me to your wedding reception, because I'm gonna say my 150.
I mean, I am a wonderful guest too, okay? Because
Listen,
listen, you're gonna get
I'm
your
going to
money for
every
your open
table.
bar.
I'm meeting all your family, telling them how I know you. Yeah, man, we did theater together back in
You know,
'82.
you done for a
Let
long
me tell
time.
you.
And you should know. So if you go to a wedding that's open bar, you need to get more than that $20.
Listen,
Especially if it's an open bar.
if
When
it's an
it's open
open
bar,
bar, baby,
What are
if it's
you
an open
doing?
bar, let me tell you something. If it's an open bar, the minimum is $100.
a minimum is
At
Minimum.
$100.
minimum. At minimum.
At
You
minimum.
had
So
a
you know
free
you're gonna go over there
party with
22
free
times
food getting wasted. The
and
minimum.
bring some tips for the bartender.
Hello? Why you ain't got
You
no
doing that?
cash?
You
You
just
I
know
said
may
all
what?
not
that.
go
You
that
put
far.
that in if now I would rather you bring an envelope with some money than to be tipping the
Well, that's
bartender.
true. That's true. I
No,
agree.
I'm going to
Yeah,
do
I ain't
both.
gonna go that far. I ain't gonna put that much
I'm
on you.
going to do both. As working in the service industry and you people at a free open bar, you're ignorant.
Yeah.
If it's a signature drink, give them $75.
Y'all see this
Sometimes you
cup?
got a signature drink, and that's
See,
what
this,
they keep
Listen,
going
because
all
it
this
took
night.
the
cup
people time
goes
to
with
craft
me
that.
everywhere.
It
I
took
don't think
people time to craft
I
that.
take this with me. Okay?
You keep your flask with you, old man?
No. I don't take a flask. No, I just take the whole damn cup out the house and put it in the cup holder. And this is what I
What if you get pulled over by the police?
Yes.
and
Yes, please
take
go
it
to this wedding and bring them a gift that is monetary, because weddings are so expensive.
Listen, we are out here giving wedding advice. I love it.
I
I
don't think
love it.
people's
Oh,
parents
we
teach
stream
them
from
that
YouTube
anymore.
as well. I'm on here embarrassing eating chicken. Let me stop.
Yeah, we on YouTube too.
That's okay.
Yeah, listen, Monica, it's all right. You tell the people,
It's all
go
right.
to your car and drink it, because you know they bought it anyway in their car. They bought
Promise
it.
you. I got at least 5 cousins that keep a fifth in their trunk.
I was just
Baby,
about
my
to
daddy
say,
brought
all my
Maybe a
cousins
whole
ready to
cooler.
do
Okay,
my
a
dad didn't
cooler.
help me pay for the wedding, but he brought all the liquor in his truck.
Hey,
Listen.
Monica, have another wedding. I guarantee you, I'll send some liquor over your way. Have another one.
That's right.
I'm gonna send 6 of my cousins.
Wait, first of
And
all,
at this time, Monica, go back and only invite the people that actually gave envelopes the first time and have a
I know
real
that's
Monica,
good.
right.
listen,
Monica,
Monica, I'm
Yes,
coming.
when y'all do y'all renewal.
we
Monica,
got
let me
you.
know so I can coordinate my flight so I can be there. I sure help you. I'll be the
Tony, I
bus.
did have a small wedding. Me and my husband.
Listen,
Nice.
you ain't wrong. All right, y'all. Moving on. We moving on.
I'm sorry, we showed digressing way off our list.
Listen, okay, we don't but listen, this is part of Black Love, and I'm here for it.
It is. Y'all doing great.
Black weddings. Why do we have them?
That was an insert. Wedding etiquette 101.
Why do
That's
we
what
have
that was. Because y'all out here showing out. Don't get me started on birthday parties, because that's another one too. These people spend all this money on these extravagant birthday parties, and then here y'all go.
Borrow.
I'm done.
Listen, my son's birthday next week, and the invitations say parents must pay for their own food and drinks.
That's right. I'm only covering your child. Your son is my
days where I'm paying for everybody's kids.
Monica, we gonna have Big 10.
I don't know
you a Big 10.
We got you on 10, Mo. We got you on 10.
Destination. You go to an all-inclusive, they got to pay for it themselves anyway.
I know it's right.
There you go.
And they got to pay.
That's how you cut a lot of that out.
You have good gifts.
Do a destination wedding. You'll find out. You'll find out.
Oh, you definitely will find out who your real family and friends are. If they really want to celebrate your love. Now, see, at them destination weddings, don't be looking for envelopes, though. I don't think that's fair.
No. And actually, you give the gift. So you give a nice presentation package. Thank you for joining us.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Ooh, come on. I'm going to have a
you
time.
You better go, Honolulu.
Go right. Listen, Southwest got a sale, baby. Southwest got a sale.
Come on, Monica. Get it.
It's cheap from here, baby. It's cheap from here. It's cheap from here, Mo. It's cheap from here.
It sure is.
You know what? Hawaii may not be bad either. You know, I like the little weddings on the beach with the little white chair.
I'm just call Bernita when I get down there. Bernita, I'm here.
I thought you said Harambe House. I said, that's still open.
Oh, my God.
What?
They had some good food.
They used to have delicious macaroni. Delicious macaroni.
They had good food. It was consistent. It wasn't hit or miss. A lot of these places nowadays are hit or miss, but it was consistent. But speaking of friendships and inviting the right people into your wedding, into your birthday party, let's talk about friendships and relationships and how that reflects Black love. Because we and us on this panel, a lot of y'all that are tuning in, we are friends, we are connected. A lot of y'all I call my brothers, my sisters, because we are not just friends, but we are family. We've known each other so long. Y'all know my family, I know your family, and all of that. And so I do believe that I really do believe that when it comes to Black love and it comes to love period, I'm a firm believer that love also reflects in friendships and relationships as well, not just sexually or I'm emotionally involved with somebody that I'm dating. I feel that it spills over into the friendship area too. I tell my friends, I love them. I love you. I tell people that I'm very close to, hey, I love you. I love what you are doing. I support you. And me showing my support for you that's a part of me loving you. And a part of me loving you is me showing up to support you, me showing up, me sharing your posts, me supporting you in your whatever your endeavor is, listening on the phone call to say, friend, I have an idea. Let me bounce this off of you. Let me do this. And a lot of times in our dynamic, in our culture as Black folks, we do not dive into the love portion of friendships so much. Lately, there's been a lot of posts and there's been a lot of, because I'll say this, we've been on our Zoom, we've been going to therapy, we've been getting help as Black folks. I'm proud of us. Like, shout out. Shout out to the Blacks.
Shout out to the coloreds. We appreciate it.
Shout out to the coloreds this month. Y'all have been doing the work and I love to see it. I love to hear when Black folks, especially Black men, say, yo, bro, I'm in therapy. that makes me so excited. We have so, which further on in this conversation, we have so much trauma that we don't unpack. We have so much that we deal with just by being Black, just by being birthed into the world. I am born into trouble. I am born into trauma because I am Black. I am a Black man. My days are numbered specifically just because I am. And so I think that it is very important when we get into friendships and relationships and developing those friendships and those relationships. Dave and I have been friends 17 some odd years.
Don't tell my age.
How old are you, Dave?
So I don't tell my now.
Did he just say don't tell us age?
Let me tell you a funny story. We were in Miami for my birthday during the pandemic. And
wait, which story are you about to tell?
No. Well, you forgot how old you was.
Oh. Because there were so many stories.
It's a lot of stories. And so we were at dinner, and we went out for my birthday, and we went to what was the restaurant we went to? Barton G. We went to Barton G's, and so the bill came, and of course, sometimes when you're on vacation, the bank like to embarrass you and be like, "Oh, it didn't go." I'm out of town. You spend a lot of money. They call it security checks and all of that stuff. And so they did a security check on David. So the guy came back and he said, "Oh, it's asking for your birthday." And so Dave said, "Ooh." So we sitting at the table like, "Baby, you don't know how old you is." I am confused that you don't know how old you is. This man trying to take up your money, honey.
I had been lying about my age for so long that I forgot my year of birth. Because like when they ask you what year, what's your year of birth, and I had been lying about it for so long that I forgot what honestly my year of birth was.
You were older or younger? Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
It depends on the situation.
All right, go ahead. But so friendship, love.
So
me and Sean been friends for so long. He's never just come like, "Danny, I love you." Okay, maybe tomorrow, but no.
I think an opportunity.
Danny, I love you. I thought you was about to say something else.
No. But it's expected. Sean has showed the epitome of love, and I cry every time. Y'all, when I had that stroke, Sean would come and sit with me at nighttime to make sure I was safe. If that ain't love and a friend, I don't know what is. And I'm eternally grateful to him because I couldn't hardly move my body. And he would leave his young children to come sit with me throughout the night.
Aww.
And so he may not tell me he loves me every day, but I know he does because he's one of my, my favorite friends. But it was just that type of love. And it took love from my friends to really help heal me physically, because they had to reassure me that my life had purpose, sitting with me to get me through that stage in life. And you have to value that. So, I may be one to say it more, but their actions actually showed it. And it's so important that you understand that those relationships are pivotal and you have to be protective of them. You got to cultivate them. So, and I say this all the time. That's why he don't get emotional. I get emotional every time I talk about when you said me that. Y'all, he ironed my clothes. We was going to church. He ironed my church robe for me, y'all, because I couldn't do it. And we didn't go together. His parts ain't never touched my parts. He's just my friend.
That's your friend.
He's just my friend, and he made sure that, I was together. And I have a lot of really good friends that has helped me get to the place where I've been. And I would be nothing without those relationships. So, I may not have been so successful with some of my romantic relationships, but I've been very successful with my friendships, and I value them so much. And I think once you have that experience of having pure love, you won't settle for from out of a relationship, because I've had really good friendship with males that I can be trustworthy with, that I can trust them. So if it's anything that's come short, I'm not comparing them, but I was like, I get this type of, encouragement from my friend group. So why would I not allow you to do the same and pour into me, as much as my community does? And then also, making sure that I do that too. Because in order to have good friends, you have to be a good friend. So I always check myself, and then I cut off some relationships where I feel like it is not nourishing to me, and I'm not being my best self, where I can be a supportive to them. I've had some friendships that I had to terminate, just because that we're not in a place. And if you feel like I'm not meeting your needs as a friend, then we can talk about it. And then you need to go to see where you get your needs met. But I do really do honor that relationship that we have with finding covenant with somebody who is like-minded with you in order to hold you to the carpet, to tell you like, yo, G, that's a lot. Let's calm down. Or, hey, G, you
Yep.
shortchanging yourself. You auditioning for hell. Which I say a lot to my one friend.
That's
I
the
mean,
one.
auditioning for hell. I need you to slow down because your future is so bright, and we don't want to tarnish it. So I love that about having a friend. I love my friendships. I'm very serious about them, because I'm telling you, I was between a life and death, and if it wasn't from the love from my friends, I would have died. So I'm just so thankful for all of them and all of the ones who have encouraged and nourished me through all my life. I cried with Fred too, because he's just such. I came and wrecked their little house for me, and I mean every word I said. One of the most creative geniuses I've ever known for this life, and we are so amazed to be blessed by his talent and his love and his heart. So y'all, I love hard of my friends because they do it to me. So I'm so thankful for you all. So yes, that is one of the amazing aspects of love. If you would have made they had no friends, run from them. Because why the hell you by yourself? Then that means you're going to make me your all in all.
And guess what, Danny? That was 10 years ago.
Yes. I told them that. I said I had
We
this
up
show 10
and
years
out
ago.
right now.
Yeah, we talked about that.
When you thought you was going to die, you live 10 more years.
Look at that.
That's why I was shouting so hard with them shingles on yesterday.
Well, you put your work in.
Praise them.
You put your work in yesterday.
Ooh, but I still was on
my
that
God.
because them jokers was trying to take us down there in front. I still was on security too, but I sure shot. I love my friends. That's what I meant to say.
I love it. I love it.
Well, Fred, I do want to say one thing. I can't think, right now of a story that would just make me cry like that. But I must say this, and I was hoping that I would have. I think this is the best platform to say it. You said something to me. Well, you said something to us in our group chat recently, and I was very selfish in that moment, and I took it personally. What you said in that moment, and when I should have been congratulating you, I was being a little shady, and I have to apologize because I'm so excited about the opportunity that you shared with me, and I hope that you can forgive me for not immediately celebrating that moment, because I really wanted you to be someplace with me, but because of the great
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He back.
I'm back.
You back.
Okay.
But yeah, please forgive me for being selfish in that moment, and I am happy about your opportunity.
But I forgive you. I didn't take it to heart. But I do forgive you. I was not taken to heart by that. And I really think the way that I had said it was just like but and this is what friendship is. This is what love is, y'all. This is what black love in a friendship looks like. It is an apology. It is accepting those things. And there are moments where I feel like I do feel like we put our friends I do feel like we put our friends not necessarily on a pedestal, but we do hold them to high regard. There are certain friends I hold to a high regard, and there are other friends that I hold to like a not so high regard because I don't look at them as my tribe. I look at them as okay, we're friends. We hang out from time to time,
Yeah.
but they're like those on this panel. I hold y'all to a high regard because y'all are my peoples. Um, and so when it comes down to certain types of friendships and relationships, I think that which pushes me into the next portion of the segment is what does a healthy friendship look like? What does that look like to y'all? What does a healthy friendship look like? Anybody?
This.
I mean,
holding your friends accountable for their actions, holding yourself accountable, apologizing and communicating, being there for one another in ways that are not necessarily requested, but knowing that that's what your friend needs. You know, I've had plenty of times where I've had to just sit with my friend. We ain't talking about nothing. We just gonna sit here. You just need somebody to sit here with you. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to do that, and knowing to how to be there for your friends to provide what they need without the request of what they need, the anticipation, right? I think that's super important. So I see someone says having fun together. Definitely. Listen, I'm a fun girl. You're gonna have fun with me. So I got the jokes. We're gonna laugh. But I think the deeper side of friendship gets beyond and past being able to just have fun together. You know what I mean? I have actually had the privilege of doing the last makeup for one of my friend's mothers.
Mm-hmm.
She called me and I could not say no. I could not say no. And it was actually outside of my grandmother. That was the first unalive face that I had ever done. But she trusted my work and knew how I felt about her and her mother, and what they was doing over there at that funeral home wasn't flying for her. So I got myself together and I went on and I did that for my friend and discovered it's actually kind of cool. I like it very much. So I've
Ain't it
done.
relaxing?
It's so relaxing and it feels like God's work. Like people always ask me, is it creepy? It's not.
No,
it feels like
it's
God's
peaceful.
work. It's peaceful, Jenny, and I never feel alone. I always feel like they are there with me. I never feel alone. And it feels like doing God's work, being able to send someone to their final destination. But I didn't, in the brevity of that moment, I didn't really feel that until later. And when I think about her and we talk and we hang, I'm always so full of pride and what a privilege it was for you to think of me. You know, when your sister's an actual beautician. So I know she know a billion people who could have done your mom's face. But to think of me and to ask me to do that. And it was my pleasure to step in and do that for her. So I think that's what friendship is meeting the needs of your friends, sometimes without the request.
That's good.
And then, because I have an everyday person, friends that you talk with. Then I have friendships that are nourishable throughout time. I don't have to talk to you every day, every month, even every year. But when it comes down to it, I got you. I have my forever friends. If I didn't talk to them in the 3 months, if I call them today, say, hey, I need you to show up and show out for me, guess what they're going to do? Show up and show out.
Absolutely.
Just because of how much we poured into each other, and we already know that we have that trusting relationship. And then I got some, it takes a lot. I'm very nice, but I have zero tolerance for stupidity. And sometimes being in a loving relationship with a friend, you have to allow yourself not to be so annoyed, because I should have terminated friendships a long time ago. But you got that one or two people that you just say, Lord, please be my strength and my guide, because I don't want to be their friend no more. And how do you do that when you know that there's a sole purpose for you being into somebody's life? And every day I'd be like, Lord, please remove this stumbling block. But
I won't be their friend.
But that's being a friend.
You correct. You first of all, you need to know your friends' triggers. What triggers so you don't.
That's good. It's good.
That they say, my friends know, they all know me. If he's overwhelmed, he's probably not coming. He's gonna respond late. He's not gonna answer his phone. His ass is overwhelmed. That's not. And when I get back in the conversation, it ain't where you was at or what you was doing. We know each other. If we ain't answering that,
so
Jenny may be at work. Damn thing. She up mopping and whatever she's doing, or she's taking care of work. We know that. So just knowing your friends, you gotta know your friends. Know their triggers as
well. So with that, if my friend has triggers, how do I come about that conversation? How is that? When is a good time to have that conversation? Do I have that conversation with the entire group? Does my friend say, "Hey, y'all, so y'all don't know me a long time. This is this is that. This is how I am." Do I just take it as, well, that's just how he is because we've
Don't
known
do
you
that.
17 years?
Please don't do that. Don't just say, don't take it as that's just how he or she is. That's dangerous. Please don't do that because you'll hurt
You got
yourself and somebody else.
you got to
Go
have
ahead.
boundaries. So even with
I
my
was
stuff with
just
them,
going to
like
say that.
we have
Somebody in the
boundaries.
community is there.
Yep. And so even with it, and then the thing is, which is beautiful, why I continue to stay friends is, you know what, I knew I was at your capacity level, so I'm gonna give you a week. Don't bother me. Everybody else she repeatedly get calls, but it just is because I have a boundary, and sometimes enforcing those boundaries is being a good friend too. Because if I continue to let you overwhelm my boundaries, I'm not going to be a good friend. I'm going to have resentment to you. So it's even
Yes.
harder when you have to enforce some boundaries to say how important I am giving you a boundary because I'm important to sustain this relationship. Because the other thing I'm going to do is not talk to you and communicate with you at all. So if I'm allowing myself to speak the words out of my mouth to tell you, then that means I'm investing in this friendship. When I go
Yes.
mute on you, it's fuck you.
Period.
And that's it. So if I'm still speaking to you, that means I'm investing my time and I want to cultivate this friendship, and then honoring that strengthens our friendship. So yes, I say you have to have some boundaries. You have to say, and if you're a person who has to do boundaries in groups, the group should accept who you are. But I think you really do need to talk to them and say, hey, you know what, when you do this, it triggers me. Or hey, you know what, I can't talk to you right now. I don't have the capacity. Can you give me some time? I'm going to be real mute. I'm not going to respond in a manner that I know you need for this time because I'm not able to give you that. And being totally transparent and knowing that you matter in the friendship. And if they are your friendship, they're going to honor that. They will remember that, like he remembered your stone. Those are the different things about friendship that makes them so special and honorable, because they are going to invest enough knowledge into knowing who you are in order to sustain the friendship.
That's good, Danny. That's real good. Absolutely.
I would
That's
have to
great.
agree with you. I think that part of knowing what triggers are for your friends is part of. I think that we all have to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, I have to be honest in communicating what my triggers are, and then I also have to be honest as a friend to say, I notice that you're acting this way. And when you're
Yeah.
acting this way, it makes me feel this way. If we're
Yes.
not honest about it, we will never go anywhere. And sometimes we'll find ourselves in these cycles of, well, I'm not talking to you, I ain't talking to me, and then
Mm-hmm.
months later we
In
end
and
up
out.
talking again. But
Mm-hmm.
that happens when people
Mm-hmm.
are not honest. And when Fred first opened up the invitation, I immediately thought about this idea that earlier on, when Fred and I were much younger, I said that what made us friends was that Fred was someone that I could pretend with, but did not have to pretend for. There have
Ooh,
been
that's
times,
deep.
Fred, you missed what I just said, but I feel like
I,
it was
I
real
heard you.
good.
I heard you. I heard you. It was good. It was good. It
But
was
Fred
That's
good.
was
deep.
someone that I could pretend with, but did not have to pretend for. There were times when Fred and I were much younger, we would spend all of our little bit of money on outfits and going out and pretending like we had a whole bunch of money when both of us knew that we had $20.
Hey,
Baby, we
listen.
had a hot 20.
Hey,
A
listen.
hot 20, baby.
We was
Me
gonna
and
eat
Josh
with
laugh
10
all the
We
time.
go eat with 10
Yeah.
and
and
drink
drink
with
with,
the other
and we
five.
was gonna drink with and nobody knew it. But we could be honest with each other. We were honest with each other and we were pretending with each other, but we didn't have to pretend for each other. And I think that when you are a good friend to someone, you are honest with them. This is what I have. This is what I have to work with. This is me in my vulnerable state. Take it or leave it.
Mhm.
And then with someone leaving it, it's
It's
okay
fine.
too.
It's
It's
okay.
okay too. It's okay too. I think that everyone here is of a certain age. And while it's probably on the bottom list of some of the dumbest things he's ever said, it's absolutely always rang true with me. I laugh when I say it, but it's always rang true with me. Donald Trump said the stupidest stuff live on air. He said, people are dying that have never died before.
You sound like
And
Jesus.
that's the quote I have carried with me over the last 5 years. Because people are out here dying who have never done
Ain't
anything.
never died
And we are of a certain age
Yeah.
where we understand this deeply. Like, that sounds really dumb, but you get what I'm saying, right? So we don't have time to not have fulfilling relationships. We don't have time to not let our friends know what it is we need. I think that some of our viewers, because I'm watching the comments come up here, some of these people are in their late 20s. How do we get to where we are now? How do we help those people who are in their mid and late 20s and early 20s with their relationships and friendships?
Fred left off when he talked about when do you talk about the triggers and stuff. Is it
When do
one-on-one?
you have those conversations about boundaries, triggers?
Yeah,
When do you have those
conversation.
conversations? When's a
That
good
we
time?
did a lot of those with each other. Whole group. There's a teacher talking. Whole group. Whole group.
That's
Where
a whole group.
all
No
got
small groups. Whole group.
we put out. Okay, now it's your turn. We put out, but we were intentional about what we said.
Yes.
Some conversations were one-on-one. This is just me and you right now. This has nothing to do with the rest of the group. This is us. Still intentional in the conversation.
Yes.
That you don't hold anything back. You just lay it all out, because I know this is coming from a place of love and care, and I'm not going to get up from this conversation offended. And if I do get up offended, somebody in the group going to bring me back.
Yes.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what I'm hearing from you is communication, honesty, accountability, and intentionality.
And
Is
then
that
being
it?
brave. Yes. And then being brave enough to start there, because I think, is it Katrina? She said you the group, and just kind of speaking to what Deshaun shared, is that if you're in a group, we all know each other, and then just being in the group and being that person that does have that emotional intellect to say, you all, guess what? I don't have the capacity for this conversation right now because of this. And then as another person in the group, hey, well, what is it? Let's slow down, y'all. What's going on? Or if we know, what, this probably ain't the right time to talk to you about this, because, it's a little anxious provoking. And so just as much as people know my preference of food, my preference of music, you should know my preference of emotional state. Because if I'm your friend, I should be just as safe to share that, I really don't like new school gospel, but Kirk Franklin, I should tell you, like, you know what? When I'm in crowds, it scares me, so I'm going to start acting a little funky. So I need you to cover me. Or, when I'm around a certain time, when January 18th come, please, I don't have no capacity to hold on to anything right now. I should have that same type of urge to share that just the same way I share the other stuff. And if you don't feel comfortable, that's not your community. So then you also got to see, am I being in this group to be accepted, or am I being in this group because I'm bringing value and I'm receiving value? So then you need to change who you with. Because anytime you can't be your authentic self within a friendship group, which is a love and a kinship, then you need to find you some people.
There you go.
And I think that'll help our younger generation, because there's so much, it's so much a pull to be accepted when you are enough. And it's a group of people, it's somebody out there that will accept you for what you have to bring.
Yeah, Dominique, people are not doing their work, hon. You are correct on that. But there are a lot of people out here doing the work. But and like Danny said, you have to find that. You have to find those people who are willing to do that work within themselves. I also feel like sometimes the younger generation is all about quick change. Doing the work ain't never been quick and easy and fast, right? It's going to take multiple sessions and talking with my mama to get her on board with being able to give people their proper pronouns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's going to take my mom some time. She's of a certain age. She's not from that community, but the desire to want to learn. As a preschool director, my mom has the desire and wants to learn. She does. She'll randomly call me, and she gets frustrated sometimes. She told me the other day, the little baby told her he identifies as a fire truck, so she was calling him all day long.
I do that. Come here, engine number 9.
Listen, y'all pray for my mama, okay?
You know what?
Y'all pray for my mama. She said these kids coming in different. She said they
That girl
coming
said
in
she
big.
wanted to grow up and be a horse. I said, nay, nay.
Nay,
Nay, nay.
listen, I told my mama, you doing the Lord's work, ma'am. That's exactly how you supposed to respond to little fire engine 99.
Nay.
Make
Oh
sure
my
you
God.
respond to that
Nay.
person. That's you fine, you're doing great, but it's going to take some work. Okay, she gets caught up into the pronouns and she'll use the wrong one, but she wants to do better. And I think sometimes those in the my woke generation, what they calling people? They the Gen Xers, are they?
Gen Z.
The Gen Zers,
Yeah.
whatever. Those people, they want things a little quicker. They want the boomers and the millennials to be able to just switch like that. Listen, I didn't grow up that way, so you're going to have to give me a chance to absorb this new information, this new community. Let me grow. Let me do the work so that I can get there, and correct me with love.
Yeah. So speaking of boundaries, speaking of all of that, speaking of everything that we just that this is very good conversation. I'm loving all of this. I want to dive into matters of the heart and matters of trauma and whatnot. And so I do believe that in some friendships and in even in relationships, there's trauma. And my question
Trauma
is
bonds.
Hello.
uh, my question is that how does past trauma and hurt affect present relationships, especially with our community? And then also, what can we do as individuals in our personal friendships and in someone that we're romantically involved with? How do we get a resolve to move forward? So that's really a two-part question.
I mean, that's a deep question too, because there's so many different layers when you're dealing with trauma. You have trauma bonds, you have people that are significant to a traumatic time in your life, which really, once you heal from that, there's no purpose for them anymore because it's going to keep on putting you back into the bond of trauma. And so you're going to keep on trying to drag them along in your life when they was only there for that purpose and that time. And we feel so guilty because it's trauma inducing. So again, I think one characteristic about a love is acceptance, and we want to be accepted. We want to have that commitment, but is it built on a foundation that we can build from? And so, like, hey, I had a group of students, and they always was together, and they always did like the worst way of being. And then I found that all of them experienced a death that was traumatic. Somebody's father died, somebody's brother was dead, and they always do like bats in hell every time we did a group project. They were trauma bonded together, and they were 12 years old.
Mm.
Were they organically friends outside of that, other doing just dark artwork that really pisses me off? No. Did they play together any other time? No. But they came together because they had something that it was as much as it was a trauma, it was also a source of healing because it wasn't a likeness that was only dark that they could share together. Was it something they chose to go together when we was on field trips, I had nature walks? No, they never walked together. But it was something that spoke to that. So that's a different type of relationship, a trauma ship that we have to be mindful of, and we have to recognize ourselves into those circles. Again, it's comfortable because it's still part of your life that's evident. How do we work our ways through that? How do we understand that this is only giving me this and it's a purpose with it, but how do I heal on so I can completely be healed and move on from this place? And those are tough. We call them in Christendom soul ties. It's trauma bonds. We just change the name clinicianly to trauma bonds. So, that's something we have to really be aware of. Why are we in this certain type of kinship, friendship, relationship? Is it because I have a source of comfort? Because in my mind, I still have to go through this trauma. And that's very, very real.
Absolutely.
So how do I, if I'm in a trauma bond, right?
Mhm.
I have dismissed the person, the friendship, the relationship in this trauma, and I'm hypothetically speaking, y'all. Just I don't. This is not a therapy session.
I'm about to
But
say, because I don't
hypothetically,
know about this, friend. What you talking
They
Go
will
ahead.
anyway,
like, Fred, who? Because I cut a nigga for you. Where they at?
I'm screaming no. So, but I want to help the people
I
because
gotta
these are
fix my back because baby, I
you had
had
set up.
tilted.
You had set up. You had set up, friend.
Yeah,
What you
That's
talking
pursed
about?
up, baby.
Yeah, pursed up,
your
baby.
free. That's your
No, so
free.
I'm asking these questions because we do have people texting us anonymously, and then there are also people that are on my Instagram that is not piping into here that are asking questions. So, and y'all, you can text your questions anonymously. and we will talk about them. So I'm just trying to answer these questions, help these folks get some healing. Amen. Uh,
Amen.
so the question is specifically, if I've been in a situation, in a friendship or a relationship, how do I move past that? But I want to still, they traumatized me. It was a traumatizing situation with the friendship, but I still want to hold on to I don't want to let my friend go. Where do I draw the line? Like, me personally, I would create a boundary and explain and set
Yeah.
what that boundary would be.
Yeah. You
That's
have
just
to choose. You have to choose you. And that means that you have to go through some more healing. Because once you come
Hmm.
to a state of healing, you will understand that that no longer is healthy for you. And that takes some time. So that takes therapy. That's again, making sure you have to have some experience in a community that does have healthy relationships that you can kind of see and kind of learn from. But it really, you have to do some work on you, because you won't be that person's friend, but you'll pick up another one with the characteristic. And so
Yep.
that's why it is so important to go to therapy, and then, make the effort yourself to be around settings that are healthy, that are conducive to where you would like to be. I'm a learner. And if I know that I can put myself in an environment that is going to cultivate my career, I'm going to be in every session I can be in, because I know this is what I aspire to do. And so that's the
Hmm.
same thing with our mental health. That's the same thing with our relationships. We have to make sure that we surround ourselves. As much as I joke about the knuckleheads I deal with, it's until I want to be in a better situation where I go to a different vending machine, I won't keep getting stuck and banging. That's something
Yeah.
that I do because I have total control over it, because I like to manipulate situations and walk away and not talk to nobody and have no purpose. I can't do that with somebody that's legit, because I'm like, oh. So, there's some unhealthiness that we all have, that we all kind of take into, because we found a pace of comfortability. But I would say you have to know you, get some help, have somebody that you can have those relationship, those questions was about your relationship, that will be able to show you who you are. And sometimes we have really good friends that be like, no, you okay, girl, because they also want to be accepted by you, and they know
That's
what you've been through. So in trauma relationships, we're going to keep on fueling and pumping each other up, because you can't leave me here and I don't want to leave you. So I'm going to tell you what you need to do to keep us all bound.
Yep.
mm,
Yep. It's a feeling of just wanting to be accepted, even though it's
Yes.
being accepted in an area of trauma.
Yeah.
It's especially with adolescents and teenagers.
Mhm.
Danny, I heard you talking about your 12-year-olds, but my
Mhm.
teenagers are definitely like that. I tell them that all the time. Y'all are over here trauma bonding. If we get
Mhm.
down to the nitty gritty of it all, y'all are not even compatible to be friends.
Not. Yeah.
I actually start the school year off giving a student learning style survey and the color personality test. So
Mhm.
by week 2, all of the students in front of me know what color their personality is. Then we group them into those colors and we have conversations based on what the description is for your color. And you'll find kids like, I didn't even know. Y'all ain't never talked to each other day in y'all life, and y'all straight
Right.
juniors. We had 4 classes together, all
Mhm.
3 years y'all been here, and y'all the same color personality because you find the same things interesting, you find the same things cool, and you'll see them start to gravitate towards each other,
Yep.
and you see their little trauma bond friendships start to break up. And I see folks getting mad and getting upset, and I'll be like, you just got to find your color friend. You
Mhm.
orange and she green. You got to find your color friend.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
And
think
um,
they
that
be they really are working on it.
I think that self awareness is key, and so first of all, I love the two of you. I love the way your mind works, and I love how you communicate your ideas. And I just have to agree with a lot of what has been said. I think that self awareness is so key. There's an individual who I had to do some work with, and I don't say do some work with, but I had to do some mental work and questioning myself. How do I feel when I've
Hmm.
left this person? How does this
Mhm.
person make me feel when I end the phone conversation? How
Yes.
how am I dealing with it? And I
Yes.
think that being self aware, not just later on, after you've had the conversation, or when you go to bed at night and you're reflecting on the day, but in that moment, being
Mhm.
aware of yourself. And somebody said it earlier, setting boundaries. There is a difference between holding someone accountable and crossing boundaries. And I think that you need to be aware of, okay, these are my boundaries. And then when someone is holding me accountable, that may be their love
Yes.
language, or I can receive that love. So I think that it is very important to be um, aware of yourself.
Mm.
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness is key.
That's it.
Self-awareness is key. I ain't gonna hold you. We have another question that just came in. What do I do when I initially trauma bond with someone, but I grew and they are making me feel as though I am the person who is bad? It
That's
hurts
it.
because friendship breakups are tough, and I know they are projecting onto me, but it still hurts.
Go on, Danny, get it together.
And that's a tough thing, because one thing about trauma is nobody ever wants to abandon. Because root of all trauma has to do with the very first feeling of abandonment. I forgot which theory it comes from, but when I was reading, they said a person always resorts back to their youngest, their age when they have their first experience with trauma. That it manifests. They go back to that same stage. You could be 60 years old, but if your first trauma was 3 years old, you're going to go back to that deep memory, and it's going to put you back into that 3-year-old set of mind. And then one thing about it, you have very crafty people that know how to manipulate you. So they see your growth and they're going to keep on holding you responsible because they're not able to grow, which sounds like in this situation. So you need to also let this go because that's a form of manipulation. So there's a difference between having a friend and also being manipulated. And if you can call that person out and say, hey, it seems like you're being very manipulative because you see this is where I'm going to go. And if so, then that's a boundary for me.
Yeah.
So
It's okay.
yeah, it's okay. And and you have to forgive yourself, and you have to
That
let it
part. That
Yeah.
part. You are not a bad friend because you're protecting your peace
your
from
peace. Yeah.
someone who will not acknowledge your growth.
Yep.
One more time, little sis.
Say it again.
You are not a bad friend to someone who won't acknowledge your growth. You gotta go. You gotta go.
I think it's okay, and I'm sorry. That's what I was about to say, Danny. So I apologize for almost cutting you off, but it's okay to connect with that trauma bond in conversation with that friend, and tell that person, hey, we connected by way of a trauma bond.
Yeah.
I've healed from that, and I don't know if you've done the same work that I've had to ensure that you're able to be completely free from it. And so maybe until you've done that work and we can connect in another way or on another level, maybe we should have some distance between ourselves and just be thankful for the opportunities that we've had together while connecting on that trauma bond. But I'm no longer bound to that trauma experience. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. And you can still love them. You can still love them. And
You
one
sure
thing I tell
can.
people, I said, do you want to be friends with me if you believe this is the person that I am? If I am this person to you, I'm being such this bad friend with you. And the thing is, I was confident in my friendship ability. I have a friend now. I said, I'm confident in my friendship ability, but if this right now speaks to you that I am not the best choice of being your friend, I love you. I love you dearly, but I'm going to allow you to do whatever you need to heal. But I'm not going to accept what you're putting on me because I know that's not my true character.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You don't want to be friends with somebody that does that because I don't want a friend like that I have to remind them of how they're not a friend to me. You don't need to be my friend, and I don't need to be yours. I love you, and I'm going to release myself from you. I'm going to release myself from the guilt. And sometimes you got to say it, and they might get annoyed. They get steamy mad. But you know what you're doing? You're validating yourself. And sometimes
Absolutely.
when you say it out loud, you're validating yourself and you're able to give yourself a clear way of out because you know in your heart what you have done. And it is hurt leaving somebody behind because none of us like to be abandoned, but you have to move on so that you can be healthy. And hopefully what you will see is that person will start growing. And you should see that you release them and you have goodwill with it. It's always going to turn. It's always going to work out because you have goodwill. You still praying for them. You still loving them. You want the best for them. You're going to celebrate them. From back here, I was like, go ahead. You better go ahead. But over here,
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
still right
Absolutely.
here, but I'm going to celebrate you because I'm going to send you that good energy. Energy's importance is real. So I'm going to keep on giving you all that same energy, even if I may not speak to you because it's not healthy for us to talk. And then once they get to that place, you have to pray and really make sure you search within yourself. If you want to re-engage in that relationship, or you're just going to admire from afar and say, I knew you can get there, and you continue to move on.
Absolutely. And that feeling of, because I believe the person said it hurts when you can do what Danny just said, there's actually this release.
Yeah.
And it's a little less hurtful
Yeah.
because you feel freer now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not you know when you can come from that clear perspective. You know that what I am saying and what I am doing is not to cause any intentional harm.
Yeah. At all.
I am trying to better myself and you.
Yep.
And I promise you the hurt goes away.
Yeah.
I've had to let a few friends go, but the hurt has gone away. And I wish no ill will on them. I've had one come on back. We've been kind of reconnecting and hanging and talking. And I'm enjoying it because I've seen the growth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see it. Like I totally see the new things that are different in her life. Our conversations are different. And not just because we're older, but because I can tell you put in some work. You had a
Exactly.
moment of
Yeah.
understanding what I was trying to say to you years ago about
Yeah.
why me and you can't stay tight like this
Yeah.
because this ain't
Yeah.
working for me. And
Mm.
I can see that you've done the work and I appreciate it. Now,
Yeah.
whether she even wants us to be as tight as we were before, I
Yeah.
just know that I am solid in
Yeah.
saying this was a great decision for both of us and we are
Yep.
both succeeding in being successful. I know in the
Yeah.
time we both was hurt. Oh, we was told from the flow up. Okay. It just it did not make sense that we would have to end our friendship. And coming back together and being a little older now, and she fancy. She started before I did, so she over there being an empty nester, and got nephew in his first year of college. So that's even cooler, right? Like she's at a whole totally different journey in her
Mm.
life right now than before, period, you know? And so I'm enjoying this maturity. Do I think we're gonna get back to where we were in 09, 2010? Maybe not.
Maybe
But
not.
I can appreciate what we have gone through that has made us better human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely proud of her, like extremely proud of her. It's been my pleasure to call her on all the little milestones. Cause like I see you. We don't talk like we used to talk, but I see you. Yes, ma'am. Did you? Yes, ma'am. You went back to school. Come on, get that degree.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yes. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna celebrate everything you did.
Everything.
Absolutely. And it was like, girl,
Celebrate.
thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm like, I saw it. I saw you, friend. You did that. Way to
Mm-hmm.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I think that we hold on to trauma. We hold on to trauma too long, longer
Mm-hmm.
than we should. And sometimes you do need that one friend to say, I'm gonna let you go because I
Yep.
recognize that you are the person connecting me to that trauma. And it's just like you said, you experience that release. You
Yeah.
experience that release, and sometimes you're doing more of a favor to that friend by letting them go
Mm-hmm.
because they no longer have anyone to connect with their trauma about,
Yeah.
and they have no
So they
other choice
gotta address
but
it.
to move on.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. That's
Yep.
good.
That's real good. That's real
Bingo.
good.
So that's our answer, Fred, Alec.
That's
For
it. I love it.
1,000.
I love it. 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 Well, we've come on down to the final thought of the night.
All right now.
Hopefully,
And
we got to heal somebody
you said
in
who?
this session. I said, hopefully, we got to heal somebody in some
I
friendship
hope.
session.
Listen,
Yeah.
they are in these comments and they
Yeah.
with us. They listening to
Sometimes
you.
you just need
Listen
regular
to it.
people to talk to with regular experiences.
Yes, that's right, Sean.
That it's authentic. Like, oh, I'm going through that too. I can identify. So
Yeah,
shout out to y'all in the comments.
Yes.
absolutely, y'all. We
We have
appreciate
talked. I really think that this conversation, we spoke everything. Black love. Black love is friendship. Black love is healing. Black love is relationship. Black love is trauma.
Yeah.
Baby.
It is, and I truly think that this conversation, my hope in doing this conversation was not just to shine light on uh, certain aspects of relationships and power couples, but these are all things that make up Black love. And we heard
Yes,
Egypt's
yes,
beautiful story of
yes.
how her
Beautiful.
marriage came to be, and even something that is so not the normal idea. It gives me hope to hear Danny's story of maybe we should just be roommates and not be romantic. Gave me
Mhm.
hope. And so to just listen to everyone's stories, Dave's story and Sean's story, and just listening to the comments, and then everybody in the comments in the back, like, yeah, not in the back, but everybody in the comments on the side. It's on the side for me, y'all. I'm sorry. um this is what Cultish Conversations is about. We are here for the Black culture. We are here
Yes.
for that specifically, and that's my general thought. But Dave, I'm gonna let you give us the final thought today, and on Black love and all things love, as we head into what's your advice as we head into Love Day on February
Well,
14th?
before Dave hit us, you know who we missed?
Who?
We missed Sterling K. Brown, and what's
Yes.
I love them.
Honorable
Yes.
mention.
Love
Yes.
them. That's a new
Honorable
black
mention.
love couple, and I love them.
They are a
Okay,
new Black
Dave,
love
go
couple. Yes.
ahead.
Yes. Yes.
I just was thinking about
Yes.
them. I love them.
Yes. Yes. Dave,
So
you
my thought about love, I told you guys I recently have finally, after all of this time, reconciled my sexuality with my faith. And with that thought in mind, I thought about the fact that, people want to decide who you should and who you should not love. And when you think about love, Jesus said, "If you love me, you'll keep my commands." And when you think about all of these commandments, he said the greatest of these is love. And so nobody can tell you who, what, when, where, why, and how to love. You just do it. Love is what love does. For God so loved the world that he gave. Love is giving, love is commitment, and love is unashamed. Do not ever feel ashamed or pressured to love the way somebody else love. Let it be organic, and let it come from the heart. From what comes from the heart reaches the heart.
beautiful.
Snap, snap,
Beautiful.
snap, Dave. Snap,
Beautiful.
snap,
Well,
snap.
y'all, next week, same time. We're gonna be right here on Cultist Conversations. Next week, we are heading into presidential conversations about
Wait
Black.
a minute.
Yes. We are
We
coming in next week
are,
heavy.
hold on, Fred. Are we on air doing election season? Because I'm about to tear that shit up. Just let me know.
And
I'll tear that shit up. I'm here for all the
We are.
small shit.
We will be. We will be Monday nights, y'all. Monday nights.
Let's
Um,
do that.
So we are coming into we getting ready. So we are talking about the presidents. It is President's Day next week. So we are going to shed some light on everybody's favorite president. And you dig
Barack
into
Obama.
some politics situations. So those of you that have been waiting for the FTP is back next week.
Well, I'm only talking about church board presidents because that's who my favorite is. We need to honor them. A special segment for anybody who has had a presidency in Christendom. I
I
want to
love it.
honor them next Monday.
I
auxiliaries.
love it. Auxiliaries,
Auxiliary presidents. Thank
auxiliaries,
you.
and men.
Hey, listen,
Auxiliaries.
Chicago educators, aren't y'all off next Monday?
Woo!
Yeah.
Y'all want to do this at somebody's bar?
You know what? We gonna get it together.
Fred
Okay.
ain't
I
Hey,
said
I
He
can. I
said
can.
Chicago.
educators.
She said Chicago educators.
I did. I said Chicago educators. We ain't got no work on next Monday. We don't have work.
here. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
And Dave, come on, you coming with us too?
Yeah, Dave, you come
I'm
on too.
I'm an essential worker. Healthcare. We don't get
Y'all don't get
holidays
no.
at all.
We appreciate your service.
But I can
Yeah,
Thank you
join
so
y'all
much
for
for your
happy
good and
hour.
faithful service.
Dave could
Auxiliary
join us.
president right here.
For happy hour. Well,
I
and
love y'all so much.
special shout out to Dave. Thank you for joining
Thank
us
you,
today. Always
Dave.
our wonderful guest co-host that pops in all the
Yes.
time. I'm sure Dave will be back sometime, if not next week and the week after, he'll be back sometime this month before we're out.
Yes,
To
yes,
close
yes.
everything out with Black History Month. But thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all so much. Until next time, we will see y'all next week.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.